Yo, 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 what's going on out the fight? What is your boy Money back with another one found? And we talking a little boxing, few little topics. My Wi-Fi tripping, that's why I'm a little late on. Fiscal hold up. Omega, what's going down, big bro? Y'all smash that like a shot come in. Monica, what's going down? Queen David Frazier, what's going on? Sleep, what's going down, Sleep? I know, Monica, I know you do. Devin Dirksen, appreciate that, bro. Um, if you go to 175, you won't have no choice but to be sleeper. Cal Nolan was going down. E Money was going on. Keith Harris, what the fuck you mean? I'm always hating on Bud. What did I say to hate on Bud? Justin James going down, champ. Monica, I hate cheesecake, and I never had the other one. Right up, Mega. I ain't said nothing yet. He don't know how these things for to go. Talking about I'm obsessed with Spence. Why you always hate on Bud? They're both great black boxers. Oh, I get Bud all the credit in the world. Yeah, I just heard what y'all want to hear. Exactly, Kyle. They just running their mouth. Sweet potato pie, Monica. Low tolerable. What's going down? Y'all smash that like. Yeah, that's my thing, Monica. Sweet potato pie. On Thanksgiving, I get my whole pie to myself. Yeah, I can't do no. I hate cheesecake. Yeah, I can do some pecan pie sleep. Gerardo, what's going down? A cheesecake? I can't see how people eat it. Big ALS House of Pain, what's going down? What's going down? What's going down? Roger Taker, what's going down? Yeah, I was checking out the game. 27-11. Bears got that thing. I watched the first half. 'Gerardo, I appreciate that love in the cash app, my brother. Much love, much appreciated, bro. My brother Zay, what's going down, Zay? Tony Dickinson. You see my title, don't you? You see my title, don't you? I'm looking at the end of the game trying to see if he could get this touchdown. Nope. Why just didn't run it in? Justin James, I appreciate that love in the cash chat, my brother. Why you just didn't run that ball in? Jumping for life, what's going down? Come on, that's something I have to sit down and watch and see. Yeah, Jane don't ain't look too hot today. Right up, man. I don't know what he on, bro. Yeah, I smashed it like. But y'all see the title, man. Earl Spence has Team Crawford nervous. Team Crawford nervous. Once again, Team Crawford. You talking about that's like telling a soldier. You talking about the soldier that's going to war. But when that soldier go to war, how do his family feel when he leave? Huh? How do his family feel when he leave? My brother Zay say the pressure gonna start coming down the pipe if the fight ain't announced soon. I truly feel the sanctioning bodies will start to force mandatory fights. The EJ versus Bud is not made. Super DTV. Why would you ask a question like that? I ain't got no answer for that. Ryan Clark, what's going on, champ? Appreciate that, Justin James, bro. Wayne Witherspoon, how can you say Boost is the best at the welterweight division and he ain't won the world title yet? Just because you from Philly don't mean you come in here and not say realistic shit. Yeah, people gotta learn how to keep it real nowadays. That's what's wrong with this boxing world. People don't know how to keep it real. Y'all don't even want y'all favorite fighters to earn this shit. Philadelphia is not the mecca of boxing. I don't even want to say if I got a favorite fighter, I won't even make it like my favorite fighter is the best in boxing without him earning this shit. I want him to earn it, bro. Y'all just come. This the best in boxing. He the best in boxing. You got Kwame over this motherfucker debating Boots is the best switch hitter on Bud, and then he gonna knock Bud out, and he ain't fought no competition like Bud yet. People can't keep it real nowadays. True statement, Zay, but Bud ain't going to 54. Christian rap, I appreciate that. True statement, Zay, but Bud ain't going to 54, bro. What do you mean? Deep down inside, I'm a Philly fan. I'm a fan of Jerron Boots Ennis. I'm a fan of Cool Boy Steph. Greg Hackett is my guy. So it ain't about being a fan of Philly. It's about being realistic. I'm a fan of being realistic first. Tony Dixon, you just running your mouth. You just running your mouth. because we don't know if Boots beat the Kell Brook that Errol Spence fought. We don't know if Boots beat the Mikey Garcia that Errol Spence fought. We don't know if Boots beat the Sean Porter that Errol Spence fought. We don't know if Boots beat the Danny Garcia that Errol Spence fought. We don't know if Boots beat the Dennis Ugas that Errol Spence fought. Because Bud at 54 is an opportunity fight. There ain't no opportunity fights up there for him. Stop saying he go to 54 for the Charlo fight if you don't get the Errol Spence fight when Charlo is at PBC just like Errol Spence is at PBC and Charlo is Errol Spence stablemate. They both were fucking Al Heyman. So what makes you think you want to get Charlo if you don't fight Errol Spence? Cassandra, what's going down, love? Lincoln Brown, what's going down? Who's Israel? What's going down? So Mississippi B, what's going down? That's how you get an opportunity at Charlo if you beat Errol Spence, right? That's why I'm telling y'all. It's only an opportunity for Bud at 54. But if he don't fight Spence, he's not getting a Charlo fight. I'm gonna repeat that. If Terence Bud Crawford don't fight Errol Spence, he's not getting a Charlo fight. That's right, Ryan. But if he beats Spence, then it's you can put him in the talks, maybe. Tony Dixon, sit your corny ass down somewhere when you say Mikey Garcia is not the guy because Mikey is a fucking animal. Yeah, yeah. Give a fuck what happened in that last fight. That was Mikey bullshitting. Yeah, and I'm gonna say that. Y'all just mad because EJ beat Mikey and out Bud. That's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. Jay Smith, what's going down, champ? Sandra, I think it's gonna be a one fight deal. You know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be a one fight deal. Leaving it up to Errol Spence for a different situation if he was to lose. I think PBC will come in there, Cassandra, and they're gonna make sure that everything is straight for it to be a one fight deal, right? See what Keon was alluding to is Bud coming to PBC, taking the scraps and then taking off. Well, if Earl Spence win, he's going to vacate the scraps anyway. So by him vacating the titles going to be out of PBC hand, but they're going to have to fight still to fight for him. And what I was saying with Bud Crawford is, if he beat Earl Spence and get the titles, then he's still going to have to fight the PBC boys because PBC has all the fighters besides Virgil Ortiz. Facts, eh? God damn! Now they switched that man shit to 11 game suspension. Man, NFL ain't about shit. They gonna suspend him for 11 games. Now it was six. Now they moved it to 11. They trying to get him going for the season. The judge ruled on it, and they still didn't want to accept. They crazy, man. It's just crazy, in my opinion. If the judge ruled that you get a 6 game suspension, then they should have left it at 6 games. Now the NFL want to come in and say, "Oh well, they want him gone for the season for real." We'll see, Jay Smith. We'll see. Keith Thurman still, to me, he's still relevant because nobody beat him but Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? Nobody beat him but Pacquiao. Did Big Ben get suspended, bro? He wasn't charged with the crime. He beat the case. He beat the case. When Deshaun Watson, he pleaded out and paid the women off. Yeah, that's crazy though. That 6 game suspension should have stayed 6 games. But let's talk about it, y'all. Errol Spence has Team Crawford nervous, fam. I'm not talking about Terence Crawford, y'all. I'm talking about Team Crawford. From the fanatic ass fans to the coaches to the family to the homeboys to the girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? They all nervous. They all nervous because they refuse to tell Terrence Crawford what he need to hear. They refuse to tell Terrence Crawford what he need to hear. And I'm talking about all the Team Crawford. Yeah, yeah. Because at this point in time, with the fight being where it's at, and we getting all this blowback on, we don't know if it's going to happen. And 2 weeks before the IBF, you know, take precaution. And Team Crawford still ain't putting the pressure on Will Crawford to sign a contract for the biggest fight of his career. I pinned that link. And ain't nobody putting the pressure on him to sign, huh? Facts, Zay. A1 Hoops on. What's going down, my brother? Goddamn, man, the date is inching closer to me having to drive back from Minnesota. Yeah, they coming, A1. They coming. How you feeling, though, bro? Smokey, what's going down? Melanius, what's going down, bro? Devin. Mike Big Boxing, what's going down? Yeah, man, it's like nobody is saying, like, when you look at everybody that's rooting for Bud, nobody is saying Bud signed the contract. Have y'all tripped off of that? Zay, Emmanuel H. That's about the one, Cassandra. I mean, have y'all tripped off of that? Every time we talking about Bud and Errol, they never just say Bud need to sign the contract. It's always Errol need to just give him what he want. And I'm thinking like, are you motherfuckers nervous for Bud? Huh? Is that what's going down here? Is y'all pulling the bluff? You know what I mean? Is y'all pulling the bluff? Scruff McGuff around this mother. Like I say, but I will still be your fan even if you get Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Appreciate that $5 super chat, my boy. He gonna get Chainsaw Massacre. Because Errol gonna chop his ass down like a tree. Yeah, and I can't wait for this fight to get signed. So, boy, when it do, yeah, the politically correct might be going out the window. Right, Omega. That's right, my love. Nope, because they ain't keeping it 100. And I'm seeing a pattern. Right? Of every motherfucker who said they ride for Team Crawford or got Terence Crawford winning. When we talking about making the fight happen, they never say Bud signed a contract. They never say Bo McNabb need to just do what they need to do and get in the ring and beat Errol Spence ass and take that position if they want that position so bad. Right? All we heard is we can't tell a man what to accept. Oh man, he said 80-20. Oh man, Bud deserved 50-50. Oh, Bud accolades is this. Bud accolades is that. These motherfuckers never say Bud need to just sign a contract and give us the fight. You feel me? They never say that. My dog Mulaney is back in that super chat. Bud is about to prove Bob Earn been running a witness protection program. I don't think Bob was protecting his ass, Mulaney. I think Bob wanted his ass in that ring to get his money, bro. If anything, Bo Mac been running a witness protection program. But in all seriousness, though, fam, just peep game when you hear somebody protesting for Terence Crawford in this Errol Spence fight or defending Terence Crawford with this Errol Spence fight. Just peep game, fam. And I've been listening and I've been seeing cats on other panels and I've been seeing cats talking to us when we talking about this shit that get up here. And all you hear is, we can't tell Bud what to accept. Oh, what did this fighter get? Why this fighter got 50-50? Why Bud can't get 50-50? What was the back end? Why did Porter get his most money with Bud? Why did you Dennis Ugas get 50-50? What was this split? What was that split? You never heard Bud need to just accept it to sign the contract. So Team Crawford is nervous as fuck. That's the truth. Team Crawford is nervous as fuck. And they little hearts, they feel like Bud is gonna get fucked up. I don't sense confidence from them, bro. I don't. I don't sense confidence in them. At least you can see Devin Haney was confident. Devin said, I'm gonna take that motherfucker 2 M's and I'm gonna go beat your ass and take them scraps. At least we can get Devin that. But I don't see these motherfuckers telling Bud to do nothing. Nothing to get this fucking fight going. Nothing to get this fight going. And they know that motherfucker don't deserve no 50-50. They know it. Slick Skip, what's going down? But Boost versus Spence ain't happening. Y'all can get that shit out your head. Boost versus Spence ain't happening. Shakur versus Tank ain't happening no time soon. My queen say, man, the sun don't rise and set on Bud ass. I would have been said, fuck off. Malane is back in that super chat. Bud and PC with the dudes snitching on Gunner and Thugger. I don't even think he in PC, bro. I think they got him hiding somewhere else. But that yellow, I agree 120%, baby. I agree 120%, baby. Something that's going on. Something is going on, fam. Right, Zay. So when it comes to the situation, fam, like if they not putting the full court press down to try to make this shit happen. Not only that, Errol Spence even bent for the man, bro. Errol Spence bending for the man. And giving him his highest fucking, he getting his highest upfront money than he ever got. Dude getting the highest upfront money that he ever got. And he getting motherfucking back end that he don't even know about. You know what I'm saying? He don't even know about the back end money, but he get it. Errol Spence doing everything in his powers to make the fight happen. And you motherfuckers still try to blame him. As if we don't see what's going on. As if we don't see Steven Espinosa saying one man need to be realistic. You feel me? That's if we don't see Steven Espinosa saying one man need to be fucking realistic. No doubt, Mike Biggs. Right, Zay. He want the ranch. He want the dogs. He want the motherfucking chicken, cows, and horses. Midwest Dino, I'm praying that 2 week situation is real because that put the pressure on. And then we got these motherfuckers running around here talking about, oh, they should make it 40-40 and the winner get the other 20. Man, don't nobody do no goddamn business like that. All this fairy tale ass business. Shit ain't never been done with nobody else. So why when it come to Spence being the A side holding 3 scraps, doing 4 motherfucking pay-per-views in a row, all over 300 plus, all over 300 plus, to a motherfucker that did 50, 120, and some other shit. Y'all want EJ to put his money to the side and give a motherfucker opportunity to win it. As if that man ain't got a family. As if he don't got kids. Like y'all crazy out y'all fucking mind, man. Y'all niggas be on other word ass shit. And then y'all always want to change some shit around when it comes to somebody that y'all like. But we know if the shoe was on the other foot, if Errol Spence had one title, right? One title, his pay-per-views didn't do shit that Bud did. And Bud was up there with 3 titles. And he coming off his 4th pay-per-view. Right? Y'all to be turning Errol Spence ass up. Y'all to be calling him all type of ducks. Oh man, he don't want to fight. He pricing himself out. He's scared. Y'all been saying all type of shit. But because it's your favorite fighter, this is shit y'all say. Right, Queen. Yeah, the weirdest shit I ever seen, 40-40, and the winner get the other 20%. Man, if y'all don't sit the fuck down somewhere with that weird ass shit. But I want y'all to really pay attention. Like, listen to the motherfuckers who was defending Terence Bud Crawford. And they never say Bud should just accept and make the fight happen. We saying this shit. What contract Bud was go seeing, Midwest Dino? What type of contract? From who? Asking for what? He's not the A side. He's never been an A side. Why do you think they always waited on the offer? So what contract was he going to send? You ever see Bob Bram drop a contract? Niggas never drew up a contract. That's why they kept talking about, oh, Spence need to send a contract. Spence need to send a contract. He never sent the contract. Oh, y'all just talking. Where's the contract? Looking ass Negroes. Well, is back in the super chat. Bud been sitting on that belt so long it stinks. Appreciate the super chats, my brother. Much love, much appreciated. Exactly, Jonathan. Trying to the suits letting us know who it is. Yeah, they've been waiting on the contract from fucking top rank. I mean, sorry, from PBC, but now that the contract is there, they ain't saying shit. They ain't saying nothing. Now that the contract is on the fucking table, they not saying nothing. You know what I mean? At first, we pocket watchers. We hating on Bud Crawford. We don't know what the fuck we talking about. Um, um, Bud ain't outpricing himself. Um, Bud gonna do what he got to do to make the fight. This the fight Bud been wanting since at 140 pounds, which is a goddamn lie, right? Which is a lie. He's been wanting Errol Spence since 140 pounds. And this is another thing I don't get, y'all. He's been wanting Manny Pacquiao since 140 pounds, right? Now that's a fact. He's been wanting Manny Pacquiao since 140 pounds. He's been chasing Manny Pacquiao way longer than he's been chasing Errol Spence. Let that sink in. Terence Bud Crawford has been chasing Manny Pacquiao longer than he was chasing Errol Spence. When a Manny Pacquiao fight presented himself, he was willing to take a flat fee of $10 million fucking dollars. He was willing to take a flat fee of $10 million and didn't make no excuses for real. He ain't make no excuses. You know what I'm saying? But now when it comes to Errol Spence, as y'all say, he's been chasing Errol Spence for how long? Quote unquote, how long? 4 or 5 years. So why not accept the fight if you've been chasing him for so goddamn long? And a fight bigger than it's ever been. Like that should be a no-brainer, right? That should be a no-brainer. You're getting the biggest upfront win that you ever got. You're getting way more than $10 million, right? You're getting way more than $10 million that you're gonna get from Manny Pacquiao. And now you still don't sign a goddamn contract. Right, Omega. That dude, that's not the point. Everyone chase Pac-Man ain't the point. That's why I say I gotta start listening. He's been chasing Manny Pacquiao longer than he's been chasing Earl the True Spence Jr. Right? When the opportunity presented itself to fight Manny Pacquiao, he jumped at it. No hesitation. Was about to sign for $10 million fucking dollars, a flat fee of $10 million, a flat fee, meaning everything else is cut off. No back end, no endorsements, no nothing. A fucking flat fee. And he was okay with it. So now that's coming to Earl the True Spence Jr., and you're getting more than 10 M's, you should be signing that fucking dotted line. Period. And motherfuckers like you That look like y'all defending Terence boy Crawford. Should be telling him to sign the dotted line. See, that's what I mean by motherfuckers that don't listen, that want to make an argument over something that they don't have an argument with. He's going to sit up here and say, Pac-Man was twice the name as Earl. What's your point? Exactly, motherfucker. If Pac-Man is twice the name as Earl Spence, but he's making more money with Earl Spence, then what is my point? You answer the fucking question. You answer the question. If he's going to take a flat fee of $10 million to fight Manny Pacquiao, a fucking flat fee, do you understand what I'm saying? To fight Manny Pacquiao. But now you're facing Errol Spence and you're getting more than a flat fee. You're getting your upfront money. That's more than you ever got up front. And you're getting back in. So which one is the better deal? And you get more recognition if you beat a Errol Spence over Manny Pacquiao. And these are facts. These are facts. You're going to get more recognition than beating Errol Spence at this point than beating Manny Pacquiao at this point. Come on, man. Y'all boys need to keep up. Keep up and stop trying to make fucking arguments. That's why we at where we at right now. You sound dumb as hell, boy. That's what I mean by you motherfuckers. Y'all are pathetic at times, bro. Y'all are pure pathetic at times. The boys say I would take lower for Pac than more than Earl. And then he want to say the same reason why Earl took Pac instead of Bud. Y'all are pathetic at times, bro. Pure pathetic. Stephen Brimley, tell me how, fanboy. The link is right there, pinned. The link is pinned. So all you niggas that want to try to come in here and protest, click the link, man. Period. Click the link. Fanboying how? How the fuck am I fanboying when I'm trying to make a point on how we can make the fight? And that you fanboying motherfuckers afraid to speak the truth. Big Tony, what's going down? Yeah, say the point is he don't want no smoke. This is a pattern. He calls people out, lies, and never fights any of them. That's what it's looking like, Queen. Here we go. Here we go with all these stupid ass analysis. Will Jay-Z sign a deal as he did in 96? No, his value went up. So Bud value is more today than before in the Manny Pacquiao negotiation. So was he making more in the fucking Errol Spence fight? Yes or no? Tony Dickerson. And how the fuck did your value go up from the Manny Pacquiao fight when you ain't really done shit for real after the Manny Pacquiao that you didn't even fight?
Monty. Good evening, sir.
What's going down?
Nothing much, man. I've always had a gripe with a lot of your points, and I'm a Spence fan. But before I go into any details with you, I just wanted to confirm what the topic is what you're speaking on, because I've seen you in debates, I've seen you make your points, and I'm gonna respect your opinion, but I do heavily disagree with it a lot of the times. And I'm a Spence fan. I'm a fan of both fighters, but I was a Spence fan before I was a Bud fan. But I feel like between Bud fans and Spence fans, they paint narratives and go heavily on one side without actually looking at both sides of the coin. And I unfortunately believe that you do that on the Spence side. That's just my opinion.
And I do it on the spin side. How?
Because you don't hold Spence accountable for his own mistakes. And then I say that to Bud fans don't hold their fighter accountable for their decisions and what they decide to do. Because the truth of the matter is I'm a Spence fan, but he moved the goalposts. It's clear that he's done that. He moved the goalposts because he's doing what PBC wants him to do. He doesn't always move on his own accord and do exactly what he wants to do. He's doing what Al Heyman is saying, hey, this is what you need to do. He's following that guidance and not going by his natural fighter inclination. Because if that was the case, they would have fought 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
First of all, 3 or 4 years ago, the fight didn't make sense, right? Now, you got to listen. 3 or 4 years ago, Terence Bud Crawford just signed a new contract to go up there and John G, that's you?
Yeah, that's me, my guy.
3 or 4 years ago, Terence Crawford signed a new contract with fucking ESPN and with Bob Arum, right?
Okay.
There's no way ESPN is sending Terence Bud Crawford to Showtime or Fox to fight after they just signed him to a new contract where he just got the WBO scrap from. PBC was not sending Errol Spence over to no fucking ESPN, right? When they still had a whole fucking list for him to do. So when you say Errol Spence is over there and he's doing what Al Heyman telling him to do, of course he's going to do what Al Heyman telling him to do because that's his advisor. But they already had a plan in place to get the 3 scraps, right, on this side because you're going to make sure PBC runs first. You're not going to go over there and tap into fucking Top Rank and save fucking Top Rank because they need something for Bud Crawford to do. Not meaning they ducking no Bud Crawford, none of that. But if you have 3 titles on your side of the street, it makes more sense for you to clean up your side of the street. Just like if Bob Arum would have had 3 titles over on Top Rank, do you think Bob Arum would have gave a fuck about fighting Errol Spence next? No, he would have been putting Terence Bud Crawford in position to get to where we at right now. And that's been an A side at the welterweight, right? Holding 3 scraps on pay-per-view and putting yourself in position to be the A side when you go up for negotiation in this big time fight. That's why Errol Spence is the A side right now.
Now this is my debate with you on that though.
Wait a minute.
All right, let me let you finish. Go ahead.
These are the same things that Bob Arum has been doing his own damn self when he had Manny Pacquiao right there, Tim Bradley, Juan Miguel Marquez. They made the the inside fights happen first. The in-house fights happen first. It's not no worrying about what they want over on this side because guess what? That side ain't making motherfucker Top Rank run. So now when PBC put their shit together and now PBC making their shit run, that don't mean they ducking no Terence Bud Crawford. And Errol Spence didn't go outside of what he was going to do because Errol Spence told you what he was going to do. I'm going to clean up my side of the street. I'm going to get these 3 titles. Then I'm going to come and see Terence Bud Crawford. And that's exactly what he did.
That was after the first statement. He said something different first. He did say something different first.
No, if he said something different, what did he say?
When him and Terence Crawford met, he before that he was said, get a strap and I'll see you. And then it changed because Al Heyman told him, no, you're going to fight him later.
First of all,
the first time he spoke on behalf of who Errol Spence naturally is as a fighter. And that's part of the problem with boxing in this era because everybody's trying to do the Floyd Money Mayweather way. Everybody can't do what Floyd Mayweather did. The problem is the best fighters are not always fighting the best fighters. They just trying to get perfect timing for the money and get the least amount of damage. And that's part of the problem with boxing in this era as we speak right now.
All right, so let's go back to what you just said. Errol Spence told him to get a scrap, right? He told him to get a scrap, and then he will see him. Errol Spence been told y'all that he's going to clean up his side of the street.
No, he said that after that. He said he was
No,
going to do that. That was
negative,
after.
fam.
That is not negative. That is not negative.
Negative, fam.
No.
Listen, before Terence Crawford even came to 147.
Yeah,
right?
That's facts. That's facts.
Before Terence Crawford even came to 147, Errol Spence was trying to get Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, and Keith Thurman. Right?
Yes. He definitely was trying to get Keith Thurman because I thought Keith Thurman was ducking the smoke.
He was trying to get Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, and Keith Thurman. That was the PBC roster. That's what he was trying to get. So when Bud come up, Bud was trying to get Keith Thurman.
Yep.
Right.
At the time, Keith Thurman was the man.
Right.
Yeah, he was the man at the time.
All right. Now listen. He was trying to get Keith Thurman. That's a fact. Right? So during that whole situation, when people keep trying to make it like Bud Crawford was coming up for Errol Spence, which is negative, he was coming up trying to get Thurman. And nothing wrong with that. Nothing. But in the mix, we seen Errol Spence trying to knock off all the boys over on the PBC side. That's what he was trying to do. Right?
Right.
So at the time when he ran into Terence Crawford at the Maurice Hooker fight, when Bud had got the WBO, right? Earl was telling him, I'm going to fight Sean Porter first. And every motherfucker trying to make it look like he was ducking Terence Crawford. When they talking about, oh, easy road. No, he wasn't saying he was taking the easy road. It was way more easier to make that happen on our side of the street with PBC. Just like if Sean Porter was over there on Top Rank, it'd be easier for them to make fucking Bud Crawford and Sean Porter over on Top Rank.
But I feel like that's an excuse, though, to some degree. That's an excuse because the thing is, how did Fury and Wilder happen, and they were on opposite sides of the street?
Stop. How the fuck is it an excuse when you're going to fight for another world title? There's not no excuse, bro. Period. People think when they wanted to fight, they want a fight to happen when they want it to happen. It don't work like that.
And then money.
Hold on, John. They're up under their promotional companies. Al Heyman is your advisor. Of course, you're going to listen to your advisor, and y'all going to make money together first before y'all go outside and make money somewhere else, regardless who the fuck got the title and whoever that is over there. Y'all looking at it because y'all think, oh, well, Bud Crawford is the best, this, that, and third. Well, you got to understand, Bud Crawford came up, and these boys was already on the path to fight one another. They not finna deter from their path to go fight no fucking Bud Crawford. And it was still bailing out fucking Top Rank because they didn't have shit for Bud Crawford for real. And that's why Bud ended up with the fights that he was getting. All the big dogs was on the PBC side. They wanted to do business with PBC. Yeah. But PBC was doing business with themselves because it made more logical sense. Yeah. And that's why they put in the numbers that they poured in. Yeah. So it's not no ducking nobody, bro. And that's why they're at where they at now. Errol Spence having 3 scraps. Terence Crawford still got that same fucking title. Which you say Errol Spence fought the better competition because PBC had the better competition. Right? Better
competition is by this much. It ain't no gigantic. It ain't no. Oh, he fought an astronomical better competition. It's not the case. It's not.
You can say what you want to say, man.
It's still
Errol
better.
Spence fought the better competition.
At 147, it is. It is, but not by no landslide.
So what are you talking about, bro?
EJ ain't fought at 140, so we strictly talk about.
Yeah, we compare 147 to 147.
Okay, hold on.
EJ's is a little bit better.
All right, if that's what you want to say, but let me chime into this. When EJ and Bud, because EJ ran into Bud and Bob, and what he was saying. All right, Bob, you call Al Heyman, and y'all get it together. Y'all make this fight happen. Bob never reached out to Al, tried to make the fight. Bomac came out and said it himself. So
I did see that.
Okay, so for one, if they wanted the fight so bad, Bud would have been pushing for Bob to call Al to make the fight. It never happened. So as far as the business side, it's just like the Devin Haney. Devin Haney went to Top Rank to get the fights at Top Rank. All the business side, the fighters that he wanted to fight was at Top Rank. So he didn't have to worry. I mean, Bob didn't have to worry about splitting a check with another promotion company when he got horses in the stable at his own label. But I mean, EJ wasn't worried about crossing the street when he got all the fighters is over here at PBC. Why would he be worried about going to Top Rank to try to make a difficult ass fight on the business side when he got all of the major fighters is over here at PBC? It didn't have nothing to do with ducking. Like, oh, I'm scared of Terence Crawford. I don't want to fight Terence Crawford. I'm gonna fight these fighters over here. Nah, the fights are easier to make at PBC because he's with PBC.
Everybody knows the fact on that, John, bro. Not only that, you just made a good point. We just brought up Devin Haney, bro. We look at when people try to say Lomachenko ducked Devin Haney, he didn't duck no fucking Devin Haney. They made Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez happen. Why? Because they both was up on the top rank. Just like the zone had the motherfuckers at 160, and they told Jamal Charlo, you're not going to get these fights if you're not with the zone. Because they're going to do business with one another first, because it make more logical sense to keep the money in-house, and you got good fucking fighters, and it's good fucking fights.
And I guarantee you that Devin, he got the contract, 3-fight deal with Top Rank. Even though he want to fight Tank, it's not gonna happen. They gonna line up that motherfucking Loma fight because it's with Top Rank.
But we all know Loma next, bro.
Bob gonna make them fights because it's in house. As far as you, like he's saying, Errol Spence, you know, I'm just from everything I heard, he said he ain't wanted off for everything he said. He said he was gonna clear his side of the street. He did that.
Clear his side of the street. Then he gonna do what?
He gonna get that motherfucking belt from Terence Crawford.
And what he doing?
Shit, man, waiting on the contract to be signed. That's what he doing.
Exactly. They ain't like you when he got 3 scraps and then he going to 47. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what these boys talking about, but then I need him to come back and tell me whatever he just said about me, he got to explain that.
Nah, bro.
I keep shit fair. And I need him to tell me where I'm hating on Terence Bud Crawford
at. Nah, because you always then gave Bud his props.
Well, I was looking at the title and you said Bud Terence Crawford team nervous. What are they nervous about?
Errol Spence has Terence Bud Crawford team nervous, right?
Why are they nervous?
Terence Bud Crawford team. Because you get up here and like I said, when I look at Terence Bud Crawford team, right, for us the fans and the coaches and every motherfucker else, yeah, everybody saying everything, but Bud need to do what he doing, need to sign a goddamn contract to go fight Errol Spence, right?
Well, I think Bud is entitled to be able to fight for whatever amount that he feel like he deserves.
That's exactly what I'm talking about right there. The shit that you're talking about.
And then
at the end of the day, they got to put a value on themselves.
Exactly the shit that I'm talking about right there. Y'all saying everything, but Terence Bud Crawford need to do what he need to do to sign that contract to fight Earl the True Spence Jr. Period.
And that's why they still in negotiations because the numbers that I heard were kind of whack. Those were whack numbers. I'm supposed to be honest. Those are whack numbers.
Them whack ass numbers ain't true. Steve Espinosa came out.
I hope they not true. If
the man came out and said the man is getting his highest guaranteed and he's getting his back end money, y'all need to be telling him to sign a fucking contract.
What? But how you gonna tell us? How much tell him to sign a contract if I don't know the numbers? If I don't know numbers, they offer him $14 million for 3 fights. That ain't cutting it.
Sign a contract for $10 million flat fee for Manny Pacquiao, and you finna make more than $10 million with Errol Spence. You need to be signing that fucking contract.
And then since you
we talking hypotheticals.
But since you hold up, since you was trying to hold EJ to every word he said, you don't remember Terence Crawford saying I think that EJ he's like trying to protect his zero and he looking for a retirement paycheck, and if it was
I remember, and then at the very end he said something about being wanting to take less than 50-50 to make the fight happen. It goes both ways. It goes both ways. That's correct. So he made that statement.
Hold on. You come out. He said if it was me, I would take 50-50 or whatever to make the fight happen and rely on my skills. Why ain't he doing it? Why ain't he doing it? So now since you want to hold EJ to everything he said, why ain't Terence Crawford being held to that same standard? When the gun on him now, he done switched up. Now he I ain't gonna take whatever to make this fight happen. I want to get the most money I could get. And it's looking like he possibly want to make sure he got a good retirement check.
Facts.
If you go, I'm just saying, if you gonna hold the man to some words he said, you got to hold both of them to the same standard.
And I actually do, because I listen. I've had Bud Crawford fans call me Errol sexual. I've had Errol sexuals call me Bud Buddy. I've got it both ways, because I really try to go by my name, which is the unbiased. I try to keep it even both sides, because I feel like both of them have talked out the side of their neck at different times, and I don't believe either fighter is scared of either fighter. I throw that out the window. I just feel like the natural inclination of what a boxer is and what the business of boxing is opposite of what it should be.
Okay, you told me that I ain't holding Errol Spence feet to the fight. Why am I not holding his feet to the fight? For what?
I didn't say you wouldn't hold his feet to the fire.
You said when you came on here, you said, "Money, I feel like you don't hold Errol Spence feet to the fire." That was your words.
I don't think. Okay, based on what I've seen, I'm not going to just broad paintbrush you, but based on what I've seen when I do watch, it seems like you heavy hard on Bud, but you don't really come at Spence about some of the things he did, like that sign the contract, big boy, when there's no contract that's been set yet. They have to agree to terms first. The term sheet has to come out first, and then after the terms agree, then you're signing a contract.
This is why EJ said that, because they're not negotiating among each other. They're negotiating with Showtime. So EJ and Showtime already got their agreement. They satisfied with the terms with Showtime. So the only thing is Terence Crawford is not satisfied with the terms with Showtime.
And do we know
that's why he's saying sign the contract, big boy.
The contract is on the table, bro.
But one thing we do know is PBC and Top Rank had two different styles of business. Bud tend to get a lot more on the front end, and Errol gets more on the back end. He gets the 1.5 guaranteed, and Bud ain't trying to get a 1.5 million guaranteed or a $3 million guarantee, because he's gotten $6 million guaranteed for fights, $5 million guaranteed for fights. So the two different promotional companies have two different ways of doing business, and why I believe it's taking longer to make the fight.
Spinoza then came out and said it's the most money guaranteed he would make.
He's getting his highest guaranteed, and he's getting back in.
When did Espinosa say that?
I didn't heard him. We had an interview with.
Right.
Hold on.
I'm watching Espinosa interviews, and I've never heard him say that Bud was already offered a guarantee more than he's ever had before.
I heard Espinosa out his own mouth say that this is gonna be Bud Crawford highest guarantee, and he's getting back in.
Yeah, my boy YB. Young billionaire boxing. If you go look, he had an interview with Espinosa, and he was saying it.
But what I need to know is, like I said, why ain't y'all telling Bud to sign that motherfucking contract?
But okay, now another issue that I heard, I wouldn't sign a contract if I want a rematch clause, but the rematch clause is only one way. If the rematch clause is if Spence loses, there's a rematch, but if Bud loses, there's no rematch, I wouldn't sign that if I was a fighter.
Errol don't even want a fucking rematch.
But I mean, again, we're going by, this is all rumors, so we don't know these to be facts. Most of this stuff we don't know to be facts, but this is what has been put out there. That at one point that Spence
left at 47, and he's going to 54.
Yeah, I believe that. I do believe that if win, lose, or draw after that fight, if they do fight, he's going to 154. I do believe that.
We heard Bud Crawford them coming out asking for a rematch, not Errol Spence. Bud Crawford them in this team came out saying,
you saying you didn't hear about? I heard that there was the rematch clause was one way, and that's been rumored reports that part of the potential hiccups is that there's the clause would be a Spence rematch if he loses, but there's no rematch for Bud, and that's been reported.
You'll have to send me a article or somebody report that because I never read nothing saying Errol Spence asked for a rematch.
At some point in time, I'm gonna shoot you a link on it because I've read it. But again, these are all rumor mills. None of this is facts. We don't know none of this to be facts. That's why I don't try to just jump out windows because this is all just reported stuff, quote unquote, from sources. Most of us don't know jack that actually is going on behind the scenes in regards to. But we did hear about this 14 mil for 3 fights, which is not enough. Just be honest, it's not enough. If you're gonna fight. If you're gonna fight, if Bud is gonna be fighting Errol, and they fighting back to back,
like you said,
14 mil's not gonna cut it.
I don't believe that 14 million for 3 fights came out of them people's mouth for no turns, Bud Crawford.
Yeah, I wonder. Right? I never seen like where that came from. I ain't seen
it's been coming out. It's been coming out in the YouTube, all the YouTube channels, different other sources. Again, this is all rumor mill.
Bud gonna make more than 14 million fighting Errol Spence, right? In my opinion. Yeah. So why don't they come out with
I would hope so.
million for 3 fights, right?
What I do personally believe this is not going to be a 1-fight deal for Bud Crawford. That's another reason why I always felt it was going to take longer because it's not a 1-fight deal. Because if he had aspirations to go to 154 to try to fight Charlo, then obviously that's going to be something that's going to have to be negotiated, win, lose, or draw versus Spence. So to bring him on board to the PBC, they're going to have to negotiate those particular terms. It wasn't going to be a 1-fight deal.
No, they ain't gonna negotiate those particular terms. That's Bud them speaking that they want to fight a Charlo, bro. So that's not happening like that. This dude is at 147. Charlo is at 154. Well, already he got business at 154 already. We don't even know what Charlo want to do after that. So it ain't no, oh, you negotiating to fight Errol Spence, then you can negotiate to fight Jermell Charlo. We don't even know what Jermell Charlo plans after that. So by him coming up saying he want to fight Charlo, that has nothing to do with 147, bro.
It doesn't have nothing to do with 147, but it has something to do with an agreement with PBC because Charlo is with PBC, correct?
Exactly, but that don't
and
mean
if he beats Spence, then his next move would be wanting to try to make that fight happen. So if that's going to be potentially on the table, that's something that has to be talked about, business-wise for those gentlemen.
Yeah. But that's something totally different. That's like you going up to, you can't just say, oh, I want to do this and I want to move up the fight. No, that's something totally different. You have to negotiate afterwards because you become undisputed at 147 pounds to where you have business still at 147. When you going up to 54, yes, you can get an opportunity at Charlo, but that don't mean you're going to have an opportunity right next to Charlo because you got mandatories already put in place at 154. James Lee, what's going down?
What's going on, money? But see, that's the whole that's the whole problem with the situation. See, Bud want guaranteed money, right? But the residuals are not going to make up for what he's trying to get. That's why Bob keeps saying, man, I done lost so much money dealing with Terence Crawford because he kicks out Bob kicking out the front money, right? But his residuals ain't nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing to come back that
because nobody's paying to see Bud fight.
But hold up. One thing I do have a beef about that. Bob didn't say that till he knew Bud was going to be leaving him. So it's kind of hard to take his word for what it is until he knew he was leaving him. And also, the whole ESPN deal was partly based on Bud Crawford. So those eyeballs and that money he's getting from ESPN was partly based on what Bud Crawford was doing in that ring. So he was contradicting himself to some degree. So sometimes it's hard to take Bob Arum at face value for what he says.
He was saying that. He was saying that like years before. Oh, go ahead.
When he came out and said that he was losing money with Terence Crawford, that wasn't when he knew Terence Crawford was leaving him because they wanted to resign.
He already knew.
Right? No.
He knew that Terence Crawford was going to be leaving him.
Hey, this was around the pack.
With him saying that man lost money on Terence Crawford. So you telling me you just go sit up there and make up a statement like that because Terence Crawford to leave? No, he still had fights on the table with Terence Crawford. It was still more like 2 fights. That's why Bud tried to sue him. Somebody still had one more fight that he didn't get. So when he came out and said those statements, the man been making them points. He been making them points that he been losing money on fucking Terence Crawford, bro. Right? It's a fact that we're saying my man is right. They was giving him money up front and that shit wasn't coming back like they thought it was going to come back. What if you broke even and then don't forget Bob still had to pay the other promotional company that he got Terence Crawford from. So we don't know how much money had to come up out of his pockets for that situation after the fight was over with. So that wasn't him just out here trying to contradict Terence Crawford for this and for that. He said he been would have let Terence Crawford go. It was because Todd the Buff, his godson, the one wanted to keep him. He washed his hands with him and let Todd the Buff do what he wanted to do with him. So Bob Arm ain't gonna come out and just make no statement like that, bro.
It sounds
Period.
like sour
Just
grapes,
try
to be honest with you. It sounds like sour grapes. The
bro,
timing of it was sour grapes.
bro, it's not sour grapes if you don't give a fuck about the boy. Do you think, listen, if it was sour grapes, you think he wouldn't have been trying to do everything he had to do to try to keep the man? It what he been said he can go, fam, out his own mouth. He'll let Terence Crawford go. He didn't give two fucks about no Terence Crawford as if he wanted Bud there. The man was losing money with Terence Crawford. There were no sour grapes.
And I think that interview was around like 2019, around COVID. And he was talking about like the Pacquiao fight.
It was after the Kell Brook fight, man. And at that point, I think he knew that Bud was leaving. I'm telling you, I cannot take everything that Bob Arum says at face value. I just can't. I'm sorry. Yeah. I believe there's sour grapes in regard to it. He might have been overpaying Bud, and he might have lost money with him. But the timing of what he said was very sour grapish.
You can say sour grape is all you want to. I'm gonna take that man for his word on that part because he the one that was doing business with fucking Terence Crawford. You know what I mean? He the one that knows what he was kicking out and what he was getting back.
You're right, Monty, but listen.
So, all right, what I'm talking about sour grape, what do you get for saying though, oh, I lost money on Terence Crawford when he's still trying to make the Errol Spence fight happen? So I don't get what he gets. Like, what you think you're trying to just sabotage Terence Crawford or what?
Yep. I'm gonna tell you why. Because when it came down to that fight with Kell Brook, that was during the COVID time. He was trying to get Bud to take less money up front. Bud told him to hell with that. I want my money the way I want my money, the way I want my money. And that in that token, because of that, he probably lost money on that fight. So he had sour grapes behind that because it's a fact that Bud told him I'm not taking less money for the fight. And he said that after the fight. Negative, about him losing money and building the house on Bud. So the optics don't look good.
Already, bro. Bud contract was his contract already, so you can't tell him to take no less money. He already took less money.
But there was a extenuating circumstances, though. You had COVID. You didn't have people in the venue, so now you're not getting gate money.
Listen, bro. The contract was the contract, period. Right? So when you're looking at a Bob Erman, you're looking at a Terence Crawford. It doesn't matter what Bob tell him. You somebody said take less money. I can't see him telling him to take less money. What I see is Bob was losing his fucking money. He was losing his fucking money on Terence Crawford, right? And he was really done with doing business with his ass. Like, these are the facts. You can go listen to Bob say he washed his hands with Terence Crawford. You seen Boback and them coming back kissing Bob Erman's ass, right? For you to say it's sour grapes and they to be sitting up there kissing the man's ass after the man say he lost money, what type of shit is that? For them to be saying, oh, that's just Bob being Bob, right? They kissing his ass. Am I right? Am I wrong? Was they not kissing his ass on the stage?
Yeah.
Who was kissing his ass? Was Bud kissing his ass?
Yes, Bud
I didn't see Bud kissing his ass.
Bud, wait a minute, boy. You don't remember Bud talk about, oh, Bob did everything he did. He's trying to make the fights. He's trying to make the fights. Then you turn around and sue the man. Now he wasn't trying to make the fights. What do you mean he wasn't kissing his ass?
I mean, but he did get sued because he didn't give him that $1 million for not making the Spence fight.
Bro, did you see what he was suing him for?
Yeah, I read it.
Okay, so what did he sue him for? What?
Well, part of it is the $900,000 he did not receive for him not making the Spence fight.
Bro, you talking about the $900,000? That was in the contract. What was the main reason he was suing Bob Erman, bro?
You tell me, because obviously what I'm saying is not ringing a bell.
What was the main reason he was suing Bob Erman?
People have been saying racial discrimination, but that's not what it was.
That's not what it was.
No.
It wasn't race discrimination. He said
it was failure to fulfill your contract obligation. That's the main reason why he sued him, because he didn't fulfill the contractual obligation.
How did he not?
He did not pay Terence Crawford the money that he was supposed to pay him because he did not accomplish the goal that was set in the contract.
Now watch this. You sitting back and you bringing up the $900,000, really $1 million that he put together, right? What what Terence Crawford came out and said was he felt like Bob was sabotaging his career and holding him back because he was black and that he didn't make the big fights happen, and that somehow it diminished his career because he didn't get the big fights that he was looking for, right? But he still sit up there and fought on the entire fucking contract. If you talk about the man didn't fulfill the contract, which is negative, how the fuck he didn't fulfill the contract obligations when you went through the entire contract, bro? And the only fight that you didn't get was the Errol Spence fight, right? The Errol Spence fight that Bob had no business or knew that he really couldn't make that fight happen because that motherfucker was a whole different promotion company that you have nothing to do with that man's career. Nothing whatsoever. So when we sitting back, we're looking at it, yes, he's suing for the million, but he's saying the main reason he really suing because of what?
You saying it's racial discrimination.
Discrimination,
I
right?
think it's breach of contract and not meeting the
Bro,
obligation. Because look how they did him. Look how they did him and
How's it
Porter
a
on
breach of
they had it on the
contract
app
and you fought
only.
the entire contract out?
Then he fought the entire contract out and they did him kind of dirty on the last fight with Porter.
Breach of contract?
They didn't pay him the money that they were supposed to pay him because they did not fulfill the contract. They
Bro,
did not fulfill
the man got overpaid, bro.
Facts.
The man was overpaid.
Hey,
he didn't get paid what he didn't deserve.
If I'm losing money on you, I ain't fit to pay your ass nothing else either.
Man, this man tripping.
For real.
This man is tripping.
Yeah, and I ain't hear Terence Crawford switch up until after the Porter fight.
Pretty much.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why I see a lot of us as fans, man. We really not knowing. You know, that's why I try to support a bunch of you guys with the podcasters and with the webcasters, because y'all doing like a broader investigation of a lot of stuff that's going on inside, more so than just the box of view. Like, cause we as fans, man, we sit around and we want to see the good fights, right? But we don't know how much it takes or how much you got to put into promoting an event. You see what I'm saying? These people lose millions and millions and millions of dollars on promoting an event, and that's why the PBC do it the way that they doing it. You feel what I'm saying? It's like a bet on yourself move. So we gonna do this fight. We're gonna give you this up front. But if you think that this is what it's gonna come up to, then we'll split this way, or whoever can bring in the most people. It's just like, say, like when motherfuckers starting out a rap career, right? You know how the promoters will make you sell tickets. The promoters will make you sell tickets for people to come to your rap event, right? And that's how you'll make your money. They're not going to kick their money out to give you no money if you're not making no money.
Yeah, bro. When we looking at the situation, fam, listen. Bud and them never sued because Bob said that he lost money on them. They went out there suing over. He tried to pay the race card, bro.
Exactly.
He tried to pay the race card. He tried to make it as if Bob held his career back because he was black and he didn't get them big fights. And once he did that shit, you seen them black fighters came out and protected Bob ass on Terence Crawford.
Hell
now,
yeah.
The $1 million was, yes, he had $1 million clause in the contract to where you don't have to take him to court for that, right? That's in the contract. The man got to pay you if you don't get the Errol Spence fight. So that's just something that he tried to throw in that bitch. That's why when you look at the court case right now, what's going on with it? That shit got threw out. Shit got threw out.
They threw that shit right out of court.
Yeah. Well, why they sitting up here talking about, oh, he's suing them, this, that, and the third, and everybody talking about, oh, well, Bob did this because Bud's suing. Look what happened with the court case. They threw
that shit right out.
Yeah, that shit gone. So at the end of the day, man, when you look at the situation, bro, Terence Crawford and his fucking team, like I put, somewhere down the line is nervous. He came in here and said exactly the reason why I said they fucking nervous. They saying everything but sign a fucking contract, Bud, and go take your position. They keep, oh well, we can't tell a man how much to take, and Earl said this and Earl said that, but now we closer than we ever been, right? Closer than we ever been to the fight. It's more realistic now. The contract is on the fucking table. The deal is looking good for him, but them people ain't finna bend over and fuck theyself for no fucking terms, boy Crawford. You know
Hell
what I
no.
mean? And,
Al,
and all they need to do is sign the fucking contract, get it on, bro.
yeah, Al most definitely ain't that dumb.
Yeah, but Steven Espinosa the one that's doing the negotiation, and they've been doing this shit for a while. To where they do their number projection of what they feel like it's gonna be. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And they've been on point this long, so everybody else been doing okay with what's been going down. Now, why all of a sudden when Bud comes to the table, now it's a problem? You feel me? Like they gonna wait to get Terence Bud Crawford up there and then just try to give him a shitty ass deal and fuck him over. But they've been treating everybody else good. Like, come on, man. I don't see that, bro. Like, them dudes playing hardball, bro. They using them negotiation tactics, and that shit just ain't working. Now you're dealing with real shrewd business, man. Not saying that the other ones wasn't, right? Because they had Terrence Bud Crawford. He was the only big time motherfucker they had over there. But over on the PBC side, bro, they been dealing with big time motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So they know how the shit go and they know what it's looking like. So, it's coming down to them boys. Have a confidence in themselves and betting on themselves, because that's what PBC do. PBC bet on themselves, and then you see how the numbers come back. And if it do good, then you will be compensated good.
Hey,
Absolutely.
money, and ain't that what Terence Crawford was screaming at first? Betting on
Mm-hmm.
yourself. It was me. I bet on myself, and now
Facts.
it's some whole different. It's a whole different hold up going on, and it sounds like it
Facts.
contradicts everything he had said.
And then what Errol Spence say? After I get this third scrap, we gonna see who holding up what. And that's crazy. He said that, and look what happened.
And he said, if the fight don't get made, it ain't my fault.
It ain't my fault because the man doing everything he gotta do to make the shit happen.
And then you got
Um,
Bomac coming out talking about, they got leverage because they got the strap that he want in negotiations. I don't know, man. I just hope it get made.
Stephen Allen. Nobody. I mean, Stephen Allen. Anybody doing no goddamn business like that? You go work your ass off to get in a position of where you deserve more, and then you turn around and say, "Oh, well, you know what? I'm gonna do this, do that." Like, man, you gotta be a fool to do some shit like that.
Yeah, Bud sat right over there with that one ass belt, and ain't try to make it. He ain't try to make it not near tip or near none other one of them belts.
Right, bro. Had an opportunity to fight Ugas if they'd have really pushed for it. When Earl was going to try to fight Pacquiao, they could have went for Ugas. You know what I'm saying? And
Exactly.
it made that shit happen if they really wanted it. When Ugas first got motherfucking uh, elevated to the Super WBA, they had an opportunity to push for Ugas. Never did.
That's the same. That's the same shit with the same shit Lomachenko doing over there. Uh, act like he wanted to fight. Act like he wanted to fight Tank so bad, but him coming back, right? He got the opportunity to fight one of them guys that's the number one or the number two to get the Tank, and he ain't fighting none of them. He can ready to fight a 130-pounder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you gotta understand, all that shit is in negotiation with Bob, and he know because at the end of the day, Bob really want those belts in Lomachenko's hand.
And
Even though that,
he ain't
even
gonna
though
get him, ain't he?
he ain't gonna get them, but
Hell no.
even though that Devin
Jane,
signed
you
with
from
him,
Baltimore, ain't you, Jane?
Yes, sir.
I heard that T come up out
Yes,
there.
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
sir.
man. Bob ain't trying to let them belts go to another promotion company. That he want them belts right there, top rank. So that's just like I ain't saying the fight it'll be the fight couldn't get made, but trying to make a fight with Tank Davis that is gonna be hiccups into that shit. So they'd rather make the fights that's in house. But if you look at it, Devin and Loma got a fight right around the same time. So we already know that's leading up to a Devin and Loma fight
Right.
next because it's in house.
Exactly. It's already in the makings. That's
Yeah,
why
but
Devin,
man.
that's why Devin had to go over there and sell his soul just to get them belts.
Mm-hmm.
He had to do that to get put in position.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And they thought
And
that shit was go
Gonna
they
go the
thought
other
that
way.
shit was go make him the top shot of where every motherfucker get to chasing him, and it don't work like that.
Nah.
You know what I'm
People
saying?
people want people want to see who they want to see, bro.
Yeah, and let me say this: I respect them, right? I respect them for going out there and getting them titles and doing what they got to do. But I knew it wasn't gonna make them no motherfucking A side. You know what I'm saying? I call them the number one lightweight in the world. You know, and I will say, like, I'm not gonna change the format of boxing and try to make it as if belts don't matter, because belts do matter. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? And I do want to see them fight Tank and things of that nature. But I'm not gonna sit up here and let y'all run around and run a motherfucking Gervonta Tank Davis spurring campaign as if Tank is afraid to fight these boys when we know he ain't. You know what I'm saying? That's what they try to do. And because they knew this is the thing that happened with Bill now. They ain't gonna admit it, but I don't give a fuck. The facts are the facts. They went and got the titles, right? George Kambosos, they say got 10 million.
Absolutely.
They got two. Now they thought them roles were gonna be reversed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To the point, because I promise you, if Devin there was getting 10 M's or getting 8 M's, anything close to it, they wouldn't have been worried about Tank or Lomachenko or no motherfucker else, because they felt like they was getting compensated right. But now that they went and got the titles and they looking like that fucking George Kambosos fight ain't got no steam to it, right? Don't nobody want to see that shit no more. The money ain't gonna come out how they think the money gonna come out. So now it's like, okay, well, let's go try to, if we can pressure Tank, because Bill do a lot of shit talking on YouTube the where he think he can force everybody to fight, because you saying the motherfucker ducking this, that, and the third, and it don't work like that. So they try to make the shit happen with Tank like that. Oh, Tank and them ducking, and then you get motherfuckers out of screaming, oh, Gervonta don't want to fight Devin and all that shit like that's gonna work, and that shit didn't work with people like Tank, right? So now that kind of shot off to where they can try to use that and make that as if, or Tank don't want to fight us, so now we gotta fight George Kambosos. Knowing y'all gotta fight George Kambosos any goddamn way, because it's a rematch in the clause. I'm not saying it's a rematch in the contract.
That's
So it sound beat to say that, oh, we fight George Kambosos because Tank don't want to fight us, he's ducking us, to try to put some steam on that shit on a George Kambosos fight. But you just gotta wait and see how that shit play out. If people go want to watch the shit, they gonna watch it. You know what I'm saying? So now they came out and did the same shit with Lomachenko. Oh, we gonna see if Loma won, knowing damn well y'all didn't forget the Loma fight. The man coming right back. They know that shit, right? Whatever Bob want to do with Loma, that's what he gonna do with Loma. They try to do the shit with Loma, and that shit fell flat. Now they got fucking um George Kambosos in October, which was always going to happen in the first place. It wasn't ever going no goddamn where. They keep saying, well, we can fight Tank. All Tank got to do is go do this and do
right.
that and go do this. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Or we can just do this and Tank can just come up to 140 up. Nah, y'all not finna control no Tank career, man. Tank gonna do with his career what he want to do with his career. You know what I mean? And they don't make Tank like, afraid of y'all, none of that shit. So, we'll see how it play out. Malik Jones was going down, bro. Yeah, but it was always George Kambosos next for them, bro. That was always the play. George went moving to the side. George, listen, why people keep saying stupid shit like, all George or Georgia take step aside money? Why would you take step aside money, which is lesser money than you just going up in there fight Devin Haney for all of the titles and still picking up more millions on the back end? You know
Don't
what I'm
make
saying?
don't
Don't
make
make, yeah, it's just dumb. Why would I do that? Why the fuck would I do that?
They just talk. People just talk the talk. That's what they do.
G5, what's going down, bro? Yeah, that'd be foolish, bro. I put myself in a damn good position. That's the reason why they put a contract clause in there in the first place. You know what I'm saying? If we lose, we come right back and we get another shot at it. And not only that, we fit to make some millions, make more millions. Goddamn me. We haven't heard from George. You ain't got to hear from George. Just know George got a rematch clause, and George fight Devin as next. Period. That's a fact, Omega. and I'm standing my fucking ground on what I'm saying, that Team Bud is nervous as fuck, because these motherfuckers ain't telling, they not telling Bud to sign that contract. Bud, get in there and do what you got to do. Go take the titles, man. Go take the A side.
A 2 division undisputed.
Undisputed, bro. And then guess, look at all the fucking hype you wanted, all the recognition you wanted.
It's right
Voila,
there.
there you go. There the fuck you go. You know what
Unless
I'm
you
saying?
nervous. Unless you nervous.
You know what I'm saying? That boy get all that recognition, and beating Errol Spence for undisputed, bro, is the biggest thing he ever done in his career. It tops everything you done.
Everything.
Everything. Everything. You beat Errol Spence for undisputed at 147 pounds is way bigger than you beat Indongo for undisputed at 140. It's way bigger than you beat motherfucking Ricky Burns for the title at 135. It's way bigger than you beating Sean Porter or Kell Brook or whatever the fuck you done in your career. It's bigger than all that shit. It's bigger than all that shit.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? What do you say, Omega? Tank saying Devin name has nothing to do with Bill. Stop the cap. If you have a nigga name in your mouth, fight him or tuck. What? Tank saying Devin name has nothing to do with Bill. Tank saying Devin name has nothing to do. I don't give what the fuck that
I,
mean,
I
boy.
I I think he trying to say when Tank said he was gonna fight Devin next, and he was saying that ain't have nothing to do with Bill. I guess that's why he's saying Tank was ducking him, because he said that he was gonna fight him next. But that don't even make no sense. And if y'all really know anything about Tank, bro, Tank, everybody that fight Tank just be like when Shakur Stevenson win, he was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to come down there to 130 and take those belts. Tank, and then Devin fought. He was like, I'm gonna fight
I say
Devin
that,
next.
boy.
Ryan fought. He was like, I'm gonna fight Ryan next. Have you heard him saying anything like I'm fit to come? Have you seen him in any interviews talk about he was gonna fight Ryan next? No,
Right.
no.
All right,
So
Monica,
so,
man, you have a good one.
so is he ducking?
Right. John, they just saying that because of who their favorite fighters is, bro. They saying that because who their favorite fighters is. And they want to follow them certain narratives of what they want a nigga to fight, what they want a nigga to fight. You know what I'm saying? Bud ain't giving them shit. That's what I gotta understand. Bud ain't giving them shit. And Tony Dickinson, you one of them nervous ass turns Bud Crawford fans as well. Y'all niggas afraid to tell Bud to accept that motherfucking contract and sign that motherfucking get into that ring with Errol Spence. Cause
I
y'all
just
want to
want.
keep saying this bullshit that y'all saying right now. Try to make it look like Earl afraid to fight that boy. Y'all want to run with that punk ass narrative. So when Earl put his ass down and take that scrap, y'all ain't gonna have shit else to say.
Yeah, why y'all need to hold Bud to the same narrative you hold, standards you hold EJ. Bud came out his own mouth saying if it was me, I fight for 50-50 or fight with it, take whatever to make the fight happen and rely on my own skill.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't doing none of that. Y'all ain't saying nothing about that. Y'all ain't saying nothing about that.
They don't want to say nothing about it, John, because it's gonna be too like right.
And see, with me,
That's what I said, did you, Monica?
if it was EJ and EJ was holding up the fight, I'll be on his ass. I'll be on his ass telling EJ, goddamn, sign the contract. And we ain't heard, bro. We ain't really heard nothing about from Terence Crawford saying that about the fight. He did a couple interviews here and there.
Um, Um, went for X. Yeah, I got Errol Spence beating Boots.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's how I feel, bro. Like I say, every time we get up here, and I had to pay attention to that. These boys don't never tell Bud accept what they giving you and sign a contract and make it happen. Never, never. But they tell Earl Spence what he need to do. You know what I'm saying? They tell Earl Spence, well, we can't tell Bud what to take. Why don't you just give him 50-50? Just give him 50-50. Come on, man, just give it to him. Just give him 50-50. But they'll never say, Bud, just accept what they getting you. Get in there and do what you got to do, bro. If you the one been wanting to fight for how long now? 4 or 5 years, as y'all say he did.
And
Man,
now
why
it's
don't you
about,
just get in there
come on,
and
bro.
take, yeah, make it happen?
Come on, bro. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just saying, y'all got to realize the contradiction in Bud's words and how
Ain't gonna happen, Monica.
Bud moving finicky right now, man. And that's not saying that he don't want the fight, because I'm not saying that Bud don't want the fight. I'm just saying like his motive for the fight is different now. I don't think Bud just want to fight because he want to fight EJ now. I think it's because now he looking at the business aspect more than he wanting to fight EJ. As of the years, he was making it seem like he just wanted to fight him. He just want to fight. He don't care. I just want to fight.
Mm-hmm.
But now that it boiled down to it,
Yeah, when shit get real,
the motive different.
because he don't deserve 50-50. Those the facts of the matter. He don't deserve no goddamn 50-50. And that's all I speak on is the business side. For us to get the fight, we want the fight so goddamn bad we can't even be realistic around this motherfucker. We want the fight so bad we can't even be realistic though.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter, Monica. He gonna set up his future regardless. The money they finna get up front and the back end money
It
is
there.
future set. Yeah. Bomac trying to set up his future and them three damn coaches.
So they looking for a retirement plan just
Yeah, they
in
look for a
case.
retirement plan for all the coaches.
Just
Bernie. They want to retire Bernie around that motherfucker.
401k.
Yeah, they want to retire every motherfucker in the gym.
Nah, man.
I'm sorry, I had to step for a little bit. I was listening as much as I could. I'm always at work, so.
Yeah, I understand.
Monty, I want to ask you a question because the thing is, I hear some things about people not holding Bud to the fire like they hold Spence, and I do agree with that when it comes to Bud buddies, because Bud buddies do that. Bud can do no wrong to Bud buddies. I be going at him with them all the time. But at the same token, a lot of the things that you're basing that on is not actual facts. We don't know if it's facts. It's actually, word of mouth hearsay about Bud just signed a contract. We don't know what's in that contract that has it where he may not be signing it. It may be some shit with it where if any of us was in that position, we wouldn't sign it either. No, I want this fight, but at the end of the day, I understand this is a business as well. So is it something in the contract that is questionable? The reason why we're sitting here, I mean, when we hear rumors of $14 million for 3 fights, that would make you think that it might be a bullshit ass contract that's been offered. And the only reason why I would say that is because PBC operates in this fashion. They pay a low upfront and a higher back end, which is a
So
different model
so
than what
now
Bud has
so
been
now
used to.
But that ain't
all right,
always
hold
that
on,
ain't
John. Hold
always
on, John. Hold on,
necessarily
John.
true.
Hold on,
Oh,
John. Hold
go
on,
ahead,
John.
go
I
ahead, go
got
ahead.
you, my brother. I swear I got you. So now you want to say all this shit about things being up in the earth, but now you want to accept this 3-fight, $14 million contract shit, right?
I'm
So
not saying
you,
it's a
you, you
fact, though. I didn't
no,
say
but
it
I'm
was a
saying,
fact.
but you put it out there as if that's what it is,
No, I'm
right?
putting it out there that
So
if that what is
when
offered,
when
then
when I'm looking at,
I would say the
yeah,
same.
but
I would say the
yeah,
same thing.
but you put it out there to make a point for your point. You saying it's out there to make it look like, oh well, this why Bud haven't signed the contract, because if this is in a contract, this is gonna be bullshit, this, that, and the third. Listen, man, the fact of the matter is Earl Spence telling the man to sign the contract. right? Earl Spence telling the man to sign the contract. So that means the contract is on the table. When we're looking at the situation, why when it comes to every other fighter that Earl fought over on the PBC side, everything went smooth and okay. But now when it comes to Terence Bud Crawford, it's this big ass gap and everything is so fucked up for Terence Bud Crawford, right? So we got to just really look at the situation here. You know what I mean? Everybody else that did business, from your Dennis Ugas to Sean Porter to Danny Garcia to even motherfucking Mikey Garcia, everything went smooth selling. They made the shit happen. Wayne here, oh, you need to get this, you need to get that. But then as soon as it comes to Terence Bud Crawford, who's holding on to one fucking title, right? Who's holding on to one title? One fucking title. Now we having all the confusion in the world. Like, come on, bro. PBC is not sitting up here trying to negotiate no fucking 3 to 4 contract fight with Terence Crawford when they got Errol Spence right there. Wait a minute, man. When they got Errol Spence right there saying this is the fight that he wants, right? This is the fight that Errol Spence wants. You understand what I'm saying? It's not like fucking Terence Crawford is no fucking Canelo or no motherfucker. Like he pulling in this massive, large amount of income.
And this why I don't make.
I got you, John. Errol Spence is pulling in more income than Terence Bud Crawford. This is a fact. He has one title. If he was to lose
paper, he's pulling in on more because we don't see the pay-per-view numbers. His pay-per-view numbers has went down every fight since Mikey Garcia, and that's a fact.
That's negative. Errol Spence sold over
his pay-per-view numbers has went down every fight since Mikey Garcia, and you gonna try to deny that? Come on, man.
Errol Spence sold over 300,000 every pay-per-view that he was in.
That is a false statement. He has not sold over 300,000 for every fight. It went down every fight. It's went down every fight. Him and Ugas didn't even do 200,000, and I know that it didn't do 200,000. I know that. I got inside sources that told me it's at best 140 to 170, 170
right now.
He said,
nah, you can tell me what I'm sounding like, but I'm just telling you what it is. His pay-per-view numbers have went down every fight. I'm just keeping it a buck.
Negative, once again, negative.
Okay, where's the numbers at? Show me the proof that he did 300,000.
Bro,
Ugas, where's the proof at? Negative. There's a reason why they don't release those numbers. There's a reason why they don't release those numbers.
Negative.
Okay,
now,
if you say so.
Earl Spence pulling in more income than Terence Bud Crawford. They not gonna sit up here trying to make no fucking massive deal with the dude as if he's Canelo or some goddamn.
I do agree that Spence does more than Bud in regards to pay-per-view numbers and to the attendance. I agree with that, but it is not overstated in the way that you think it is. It is not him doing 350K on every fight. His pay-per-view numbers have went down in every fight since the Mikey Garcia, because that was his first pay-per-view. No, his highest pay-per-view with Mikey Garcia was 350. Every fight since then has went down. Him and Porter did 260. Him and Porter did 260. They didn't do 300.
Hey, where you getting these?
No, it didn't. It did 260.
300 plus.
It did 260.
Where you getting these numbers from?
We ain't got to tell him the court guys because I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, but anyway,
what are you talking about? Okay, the same question you asking me, I can ask you the same question.
Hold on, John. Gay Yellow told me let you talk, so I'm gonna let you talk. Go ahead and get your shit on.
I don't see no data that says that he has did over 300,000 in every fight. They actually don't even release the numbers. Since the Porter fight, they have actually not officially released any of the numbers. And then on another token, you give Ugas 50-50.
He didn't get 50.
So why doesn't Bud have the right to argue to try to get that same amount? It's not arguing the fact of the matter that Spence is the A side. That's clear. Spence is the A side. We know that. But the fact of the matter is you give Ugas 50-50. What do you expect Bud to do? Do you expect him to not go for that same amount that you gave to Ugas? Let's be realistic here. I'm not saying that he's going to get it. I'm not saying that Spence is wrong for not fighting, for the fighting to have the higher percentage, but it'd be ridiculous to say that Bud is a jackass for fighting to get a percentage that he gave to a fighter that's lesser than.
First of all,
he didn't get 50-50.
Errol did. Yeah, Errol got.
Yes, he did. He took 1.5 to 1 million and did 50-50 on the pay-per-view share. Those numbers have been released. Those numbers have been released.
Errol got more than your Dennis Ugas in that fight and on the back end. Now you could say, oh, it was 50-50 this, 50-50 that.
The
Earl got
pay-per-view split was
more.
50-50. It's
Earl got
documented.
more. I seen that article,
Google's
bro. I
your
seen
friend.
what you're talking about. I seen what you're talking about. Errol Spence got more up front and on the back end, right?
He got more up
So,
front, but the back end, it says 50-50 on the back end.
I seen the article you talking about, man. I seen it, right? And I'm telling you, Earl Spence got more up front and on the back end.
Or is you
Now,
telling me
when it
that?
comes to Terence Crawford,
What documents or
man, listen,
what
bro.
proof, what receipts do
Listen,
you have to state that?
I don't need the receipts. I don't need no documents because I heard from the horse's mouth himself, right? I heard from the horse's mouth his fucking self, right? But that's neither here nor there, and I ain't got it.
Listen,
I ain't
until
got it.
something else is
I
shown
don't
that, I
know,
mean, if you got it from the horse's mouth, cool.
bro.
But there's nothing documented to
I
show
heard from the
that's
horse's
the case.
mouth himself. So when I'm looking at the situation with Terence Crawford, and the man is getting the most he ever got up front, and again, I think it was 45 on the fucking back end, right? He should be signing the fucking dotted line at the end of the day. And like I said, this is the reason why I say the motherfucker that's pulling for Terence Crawford is nervous. Team Crawford is nervous because all you motherfuckers keep saying is, oh, what Earl Spence should give him instead of telling him to sign a fucking contract to make the fight happen. Period, bro. All this other shit, I'm not even paying attention to no more. I'm not paying attention to no more.
Hey, money.
Because somewhere down the line, y'all don't want the fucking fight because y'all sitting up here trying to argue with a motherfucker, and y'all see that the man has 3 scraps now, three scraps. The man doing over 300,000 in each pay-per-view, regardless of what y'all talking about, right? And y'all claim that he's the A side out y'all own mouth. Then you sit up here, oh, we saying that he's doing more in pay-per-view. Y'all keep saying the same shit.
He got more belts. He got 3 belts.
But I just said they keep saying the same shit. They all see that he's doing more in the pay-per-view numbers. Oh, but he should just give him 50-50, or he don't deserve this, don't deserve that. That's what I'm saying. They're saying everything, but Crawford need to do what he need to do to sign the contract and make the fight happen. Go ahead, John.
Now I was just, and as far as the statement about that 3 fight, 14 million. Come on, bro. We all know that's not true. They gonna try to, if Bud was to beat EJ, they gonna try to keep Bud over there with PBC. They gonna try to keep Bud over there with PBC and lined up because all the fights is at PBC. Am I correct? All the good top fighters is at PBC, right?
They ain't gonna have to try to keep him over there. He's gonna need them.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, but they ain't gonna offer no low ass, 14 million because he don't have all the belts. They gonna want to. That's money. That's money they gonna want to make if they can keep him over there at PBC.
Tony Dixon. Nah, I don't need no receipts. I don't need no fucking receipts. You feel me? You niggas need the receipts.
Man, I think Terence Crawford a fight away from retirement.
Oh yeah, bro. Like, I don't need no motherfucking receipts. It come down to the point to where, like I said, I heard from the horse's mouth, bro. Ain't no motherfucker 50-50 to know your Dennis Ugas on the back end and Earl got more up front. Those are facts. Those are fucking facts. Now, nigga, screen record this and go post that motherfucker somewhere and see if you get something different coming out of the horse's mouth, right? But the thing is this, fam. We keep hearing the same shit from everybody. Everybody that's pulling for Terence Crawford. Oh, yes, we know he's doing more on this, but none of you motherfuckers is saying Terence Crawford. Accept the deal, bro, and get into the ring and beat his ass. Nobody.
Bro, if the tables was turned and Bud had 3 belts and he had beat the people.
That dude, you keep running your motherfucking mouth. You ain't clicked that link and got your ass up here. Now come prove that I'm whatever the fuck you say, the captain cap, whatever you talking about. Come prove it.
I promise if the
At least I
table
can respect this man, the unbiased fan, for getting up on this motherfucker.
back
Come up here and prove it. My dog Facility, I appreciate that love, bro. I respect the unbiased fan for getting up on her. You get up here and come prove it.
and I don't want to get it twisted. Like I like Bud as a fighter, but his business tactics about making this fight is, oh man, I don't know. I don't think it should be this difficult to make this fight. Just going off what was coming out of his mouth, you know, how determined he was to make this fight, to fight EJ. He said been calling for this fight for years now. It shouldn't be no hold. It shouldn't be no hold up. It shouldn't have been. Now it's about the money. Oh, at first you were determined to fight him, but now it's about the business. It's about the money side now.
Yeah. At first they told us we was pocket watching.
Yeah, man.
We was pocket watching. We said, oh, why y'all pocket watching? Oh, y'all now all of a sudden, now these motherfuckers the biggest businessmen in the world now. The facts are the facts though, bro. None of these motherfuckers has told this man to go out there and sign that contract and make it happen. You feel me? None of these motherfuckers. All you hear them saying is, oh man, Errol need to give him this. Just give him the 50-50. Oh, like the other dude said, make it 40-40 to win and get the other 20. Like, what the fuck are y'all talking about, bro? What the fuck are y'all talking about? Like, if he been chasing this fight so bad, right? 4 to 5 years he been chasing the fight. 4 to 5 years, right? Y'all saying he go beat the shit out of Errol Spence. He go knock him out. He go do this. He go do that. Then why not go do it? Why not go do it? He's talking about, 3 fight deal for 14 million. That shit just sound redundant, right?
That sound like a Terence
so
fan.
fucking redundant.
That sound like some Terence fan that came out and said, that don't even make sense, bro. Bro, PBC always treat their fighters right. And they do good business.
That's what I'm saying. So why when it come to Terence Crawford, even Canelo go over there and get good business done with him? You feel me? But now when it comes to Terence Crawford, everything is just so fucked up and out of loop and out of shape now. They not treating him right. They trying to do him wrong. They throwing them a low ball. It's a shitty deal. Come on, man. Come on, man. Everybody else get treated right. When it comes to these big fights, no complaints out of nobody, bro. No complaints out of nobody.
Bro, and I'm not being biased at all. If the tables was turned and Bud was in EJ position and EJ was where Bud was doing what Bud was doing, I'll be having the same energy towards EJ.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. But we talking about the business side, and they admit that Errol Spence does better business. They admit it. Errol Spence does better business than Terence Crawford.
And they admitted he didn't. Bomac admitted he didn't fought the tougher competition at 147. I mean, but since they got that belt,
the man sit up there with 3 scrap shorty around this motherfucker. 3 scrap shorty, giving her off. Sending the contract, does more on the pay-per-view, got the bigger fan base, right? And they still won't give that man no credit. They say talking about shit that happened at 40 and 35 that has nothing to do with what's going on at 147.
I don't know, man.
None of that shit translates to 147. You know what I'm saying? And still they won't give this man no credit. John said, MB, I was sending the attack at that dude. He was being illogical. I mean, he can say what he want to say. He ain't clicked that link.
Hey, Money.
Yeah, bro.
I appreciate you giving me props. I never duck any smoke whatsoever. Right, wrong, or indifferent.
It's all love, bro.
I want to ask you a question, though. It's a little bit outside. A little bit outside of the box. Just a quick question. Do you personally believe that Bud is already a Hall of Famer, and is Spence not a Hall of Famer at this point?
For sure, Terence Crawford is the Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
For sure,
What
100%.
what about Spence?
Spence got work to do.
He got a little bit. If he go
But
win
So
I'm gonna say this: he got an
Spence needs to
argument.
fight a little more.
Wait a minute. Errol Spence has an argument for being a world champion since 2017, right? So that's 5 years he's held on to a title. You got to understand as well. You got to understand Marvin Hagler fought in one weight class. One. People can say if they want, well, back then it wasn't this. Marvin Hagler fought in one weight class, bro, and he's a Hall of Fame, one of the best. Errol Spence has been facing the top competition, right? Like I say, he went on 4 pay-per-views in the world. People say what they want about Mikey. Mikey is a 4-division world champion, Hall of Famer, right?
Borderline. I think he's Hall of Famer,
bro,
but he's borderline. Look at who he's been. He dug smoke with some of the best fighters. Mikey did dug some of the best fighters.
Is a 4-division world champion, family. Hall of Famer. Sean Porter, when you look at his resume, just because you don't win all the fights, you still can get considered a Hall of Famer, right? So he fought Hall of Famers. So it's like still when you find the best in your weight division, but some of the best in the era, you're going to get looked at. So with Errol Spence, of course, he still got work to do, right? His career ain't over with. So we're not talking about just stopping right now. We know Terence Crawford started before Errol Spence, right? Terence Crawford is what, 35?
Yeah, he's almost 3 years older than Spence. He's 2 years and 7 months older than Spence.
Right. Errol Spence still has 2 more weight classes that he can go do his thing to punch his ticket. So I'm not looking at right now saying, oh, if he wants to quit right now, because he's not going to quit right now. So that's not even a question. We're talking about right now. But right now, we know that Errol Spence is the hotter fighter in terms of Crawford. Right now, at 47, he's the number 1 welterweight, holding on to 3 titles, selling way more pay-per-views, no matter how people want to look at it, right? So
more, not way more.
Way more.
There's only 2 pay-per-view stars. There's only 2 pay-per-view stars.
We're not talking about pay-per-view stars. We're talking about Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. When you add up all the Errol Spence numbers and you add up all the Terence Crawford pay-per-view numbers, it ain't close. It ain't close. So when we put shit in perspective, we stand on Terence Crawford and Errol Spence, bro. It's not close. So when you look at that situation, y'all have to start giving the man credit for what he's doing at the 147-pound division. That's where they at right now. 147. 147.
Yep.
And one man is outdoing the other. And the other man need to learn that he's the B side and do what the fuck he got. If you want that A side, go take the shit. And that's why I'm saying everybody keeps saying everything, but Bud, sign the contract and do what you got to do.
Sorry, I just want to address something. Draco, you don't know what I done been done. I trained for 6 months. If you got in a room with me, I'd probably knock you out. So listen, talk about the subject and focus on the topics. Don't talk about nonsense. Stay on the topic. We can have a manly discussion, not overly emotional and talking stupid. You talking stupid in the chat. Save the nonsense, please. Thank you.
King Cobra. You gonna speak, King Cobra? What's up, man? I ain't got time for that shit. I don't know if you want them little dang lane swingers trying to get a nigga channel took down or not. So yeah, but that's my whole thing, bro.
I think EJ got a case for Hall of Fame. Bud is locked in for sure. I think if EJ go win another belt at another division, 154, I think he's locked in.
Yeah, I think EJ could be unified.
I agree. If he does that, he's locked in. I agree with that. Yeah. He'd be like, if he goes and wins at 154, he gets a belt there. I think he would probably be locked in at that point.
Yeah, so he still got work to do though. Like, he doing this thing. He ain't going nowhere. This boy say, "Why you scared? You ain't said shit." Now I'm not bringing you on because now I don't even trust who you is now. What you said? That person said King Cobra 3 times. Nigga ain't said shit. Tell me why I'm scared.
I'm trying to put up a boxing match.
Yeah, you crazy now. I don't even want to bring you on no more because now I feel like you better get to doing some weird shit now.
With dude with the glasses.
Man, we ain't finna set up no boxing match, man. You on some other word ass shit. We already talking about boxing. You talking about setting up a boxing match. We ain't talking about that word ass shit. Errol beat everybody at 154. What you talking about, that dude? Stephen Allen, I appreciate the love, fam. Say EJ all day, great talk, brothers. No doubt, no doubt. Like I respect the unbiased fan. He coming up here with logic and common sense. He ain't just up here just running his mouth like half other motherfuckers do. We don't got nothing to talk about.
They said Haney time. Yeah.
Quit paying attention to that Negro, bro. For real. That's some type of little clown in the back. I'm happy I got his ass up off her. But that's what I'm looking forward to, bro. I'm looking forward like within this next 2 weeks, because the IBF gave us 2 weeks for them boys to make this shit happen before they start mandate something to try to take their title. I'm kind of happy they did that shit, because now I put the pressure on. You know what I'm saying? Now I put the pressure on a little bit, and we go see what's going down and if this shit gonna really take place, because it should take place. This is the biggest fight in boxing in 2022. This is both of their biggest fight. I'm not gonna make it like this not Errol's biggest fight of his career. Up to this date, this is the biggest fight of his career. This is the biggest bag of both of their career. But this shit is what we need in boxing right now. This is the fight. This is the fight, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is the fight, bro. This is the fight of the year. This fight is going to live up to the hype. It's going to live up to the hype. Both of these motherfuckers, two top pound for pound fighters, two bad motherfuckers, bro. It's going to live up to the hype. But we have to start being realistic as well, bro. You know what I'm saying? If we saying motherfucker, Steven Espinoza coming out telling this man to be realistic, fam, we know it's the Bud side that's holding it up. Period. And they gotta do what they gotta do, man, to make this shit happen. Money, my brother, but I don't go up on panels because I talk out the side of my neck. I be making no sense at all. Oh, they know not to say nothing to Omega. Come on, Omega. You already know what it is. You already know, Omega. You know what I mean? And this fight has to take place, bro. I don't want to be like the old heads. They are, man, the fight that never happened in boxing. Talk to my goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Younger relatives that's coming up that's liking boxing. I gotta say, Errol Spence turns Bud Crawford is the fight that should have happened that never did. You know what I mean? We know somebody gonna walk out that motherfucker the winner. And whoever walk out the winner, I'm giving 120% credit to. But to get the fight, we have to be realistic. We know one man is doing more than the next, and that man deserves more, bro. That man deserves more. And I don't get how everybody can say, okay, Errol Spence sold more pay-per-views. Errol Spence doing better than him, with the numbers, regardless of what the numbers is. People want to be like, oh, well, not by that much. It doesn't matter, bro. He's doing more than a man. You feel me? Doesn't matter. I know they're not doing no fucking Mayweather and Pacquiao and Canelo numbers, but Errol Spence numbers are better than Terence Bud Crawford numbers. You know what I'm saying? And if that's the case, then that man deserves more. And I don't think they're trying to no Vaseline that boy Terence Crawford. I highly doubt that they trying to no Vaseline that man, bro. I highly doubt that, bro.
But the only problem is we don't know for certain. I would hope they're not.
Bro, PBC and Al Heyman now, they always been doing good business. And I don't think they're going to get Terence Bud Crawford over there and just try to no Vaseline him. Terence Bud Crawford, let's just get him over here and let's just fuck him over. I highly doubt that, bro.
If we talking PBC, though, PBC been giving us too many crappy cards just pay on pay-per-view that are not pay-per-view worthy cards. I'm being honest. Martin versus Ortiz, not a pay-per-view card.
Yeah, I agree with that, but that don't have nothing to do with Earl and Bud. Like,
Yeah,
but
No, I'm not saying that, Errol, but you mentioned something about PBC doing good business, something like this, things of that
yeah,
nature. So that kind of led me to say, hey, well,
well,
hold up. They're not giving us all the time what we want, and they're putting out crappy pay-per-view cards and charging us to watch fights that shouldn't be pay-per-view.
well,
it
that
ain't
listen,
it ain't
that's the
necessarily
pay for.
that
Yeah, that
you
pays
gotta
for the
understand
fighters
PBC.
though.
Yeah, they gotta build their fighters. So it eventually,
At the expense of our pockets.
No,
I
no, no,
mean,
no.
you got fans that buy it. So they if you want to watch the
But like
fight,
we're
you're gonna
gonna,
pay for it.
yeah, but you don't have to pay for that bitch. But I get
Yeah,
what you're saying. Like, I will admit, it was a few cards that I paid for that wasn't fucking pay per view word. I get it, right?
yeah.
But you don't see the fighters complaining. You see what I'm saying? The fighters not complaining. Us, the fans, has the right to complain about a few of them cards, but the fighters is not complaining, bro.
And
You know
what
what I'm
that
saying?
tell you, money, that PBC is taking care of their fighters.
They
Well,
always have.
some have to complain, but we just don't know what the merit is behind it. I mean, Broner is kind of hard to take his face value because Broner took his
Man,
career for granted. But
yeah, come
Mickey
on
Bay
now.
and stuff like that, some of them have complained about what PBC
AB
has done
got
as a
paid.
business.
AB got paid handsomely as his
Yep.
career went on. It's because of AB fucked his career off, and now he's mad. And he want to point the finger and blame every motherfucker else for his fuck ups. And he ain't that shit ain't riding on Money Brown TV. And I love Adrian Broner, but that shit is not for the ride over this way. Nah, AB did that shit to himself. And Al Heyman's still looking out for his ass and just try to give him another fight that he fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, I ain't riding with ABS. But when it comes to these big fights, bro, I don't see nobody complaining, bro. Not like I say, I don't think they trying to know Vaseline, no motherfucker Terence Crawford. I just think it's Bo Mac over there trying to use the fuck you over card to try to get as much money as he can, because you got to remember they still got three coaches and a lot of other motherfuckers that's probably on their payroll. And Bo Mac always known for trying to look out for his other fighters through other people contracts, just like he did. Oh well, I got all my fighters taken care of on the ESPN deal and shit like that. No, it don't work like that, bro. Man, if you don't sit your pointy ass down, talking about I look like James Harden without the beard.
Come on, man.
One thing I don't understand from fans, though, is where people say Spence is scared of Bud or Bud is scared of Spence. Neither one of them are scared of each other. I never really felt that was a legitimate point in argument from any fan
Nah,
side. I
man, I
thought it
don't
was
think they.
stupid. They both professional fighters. They men. I don't think they
Scared
scared
of
of each
each other,
other in any
bro.
capacity.
They
No, I
ain't
don't
scared
think
of
they
it.
scared. Hey, I
Hey,
don't think
but you
either
know
one's
what? Like,
scared of getting in the ring.
uh, uh, Terence Crawford has taken unusual approach coming to this fight. He been humble. He been real humble. As far as like from before, from when he got through beating Porter to now, to when EJ beat Ugas, like Terence Crawford been humble. Because after Terence Crawford beat Porter, he was in the ocean looking for the big fish and
Exactly. Where you at,
going out.
motherfucker?
Yeah, he
Fuck
been,
motherfucker.
he was real like
Well,
active and
hey, I want to say something about that because I've been getting into it with Bud fans about that. I personally believe, and I think it's been documented, Bud knew that the fight with Ugas was already set when he did that.
When he went to the ocean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Hell
all
yeah.
game. I felt like that was all game.
but he been humble,
Yeah.
bro. He been humble. Like he ain't been that outspoken. Like, hey man, I want this. I would tell EJ, I want this fight, and he ain't. Like what I would think how Bud would be like going off his past, like how outspoken he been. He been real humble in interviews, all that. He been humble about the fight. So like
I think
it's
that's
a
just trying to do business, because again, neither side want to ruffle the
Yeah.
feathers too much when they're in negotiation when they're trying to work something out for a fight.
I kind of agree with that too. I just think because they at the table, right? So there's no need to really
stir the
go
pot.
too
You do
crazy,
that
right?
once it's agreed upon. You do that, and
Yeah.
do you agree with this? I do believe neither fighter has promoted themselves well enough as they should, because I believe both of them should be superstars, but neither one are truly superstars.
Well, I mean, that's just the boxing game. I feel like Errol Spence has been doing more. You gotta remember, Errol Spence had like a 2-year layoff during the car crash, and with the Manny Pacquiao torn retina shit going on. But
Yep.
I feel like early on, Earl Spence wasn't talking. You know, he got into a zone to where he started talking shit as he started whooping ass. You know, but could both of them be a little bit more bigger than what they are? I will agree with that because I don't feel like this fight, and I think Keon said it earlier, or somebody said it earlier. No, it was Rick. Who I forgot who it was. Somebody said it earlier to where this fight don't resonate with the casuals. You know what I'm saying? Like it got its perks, but and that's why even me, I said that, and people thought I was crazy when I said it.
It's true though,
Um,
unfortunately. They're not doing
yeah,
anything. They need to
no,
promote
let me say
themselves
this.
as a brand
Yeah,
individually better.
You talking
let me say
about the
this. I
Ryan
feel like
Garcia fight?
yeah, about Tank and Ryan could possibly outsell Earl Spence and Terence Crawford
And
because
that's
they
a
resonate
possible
with the
fact.
casual more. Yeah, so and that's another reason why Bud ass need to be signing that contract because it's like you like this is nobody that is going to fight that is going to make more money than Earl Spence. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody out there. Now, like they was
That's
saying,
it.
they don't feel like Bud won't fight this year if he don't get Earl Spence. I feel like he will get a fight this year. Somebody gonna step up to the plate and fight turns Bud Crawford. Whether it's a motherfucker that just up and coming, a motherfucker just step like somebody go take the opportunity. And Bud ain't finna sit out for no whole goddamn year. He fought once last year. There's no way he finna sit out this year just
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah,
It don't
but
make no sense. You're not finna miss out on at least one goddamn payday.
And you know, so crazy is I believe if they don't make this fight, everybody loses. They're gonna all be hurt.
Hell yeah, we
PBC,
all losing.
Bud, and Crawford, all as individual. I mean, Bud and Spencer's individual brands and all that as entities will be affected by this.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I personally will not buy a PBC card if this fight doesn't get made. And I'm sorry because you're not giving me as a fan of what I feel like I deserve as a fan for my hard-earned money.
I ain't going that far. I say I ain't go back
yeah,
far, but
yeah,
I do
yeah. I'm,
understand
I'm
what
gonna
you're
buy it.
saying. Because people gonna be pissed off both ways. People gonna be pissed off at, the Spence side. People gonna be pissed off at the Bud side. And yeah, I feel like it. Like us,
I'm
the
gonna be mad at
fans,
both.
we really gonna be fucked. Because I feel like if it don't happen this year, it's never happening. That's it.
I, yep,
That's
I
it. If it
agree.
don't happen this year, it's never happening. That's it, bro. And I'm gonna keep my faith. Like I still believe that we gonna get that announcement this month. I do.
I hope you're right, man. I really hope you're right. I don't want this fight not to happen. Clearly, I want this fight to happen. You know, I mean, but I came in talking jump to Bud, but the Bud fans thinking this fight's going to happen, and unfortunately, I'm looking kind of stupid right now because I'm sitting on, a thought process that unfortunately has not came into fruition. It's just been so elongated that it makes you tiresome. Some people are losing that motivation and that fire for the fight, and they need to take advantage of it. Strike while it's hot.
Hey,
Especially
what
while
you?
other fights heating up and other fighters coming into position.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, they better take advantage of this motherfucker. Because like I say, they gonna take a blow. I will agree with you on that one, bro. Because this is this is the fight of the year for 2022. This is it, bro. Like this is the fight. Like it was Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, and then I'm just saying that first. Then it was Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. And I know this because every time people was walking inside the gym and they asked them, "What are the fights you want to see this year?" Motherfuckers would say Wilder, Joshua, and after that, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. Those was the two main fights that people kept bringing up. The two big fights. And they holding on to that motherfucker. We seen what happened with Wilder and Joshua, and now they still holding on because they got their skill set and they doing what they doing. But if they don't make that fucking fight happen, bro, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed off, man.
I
I
mean,
ain't
because I
really.
don't think
So pissed
Joshua's
off.
going to beat Usyk. I mean, unless Joshua knocks him out within 7 rounds, I feel like he's going to be burnt out, and then Usyk going to put it on him. So who knows what's going to happen if he loses that fight,
Now,
and where it's
I,
going
I
to
think
go.
I
he got a
picked
chance to win. I think
I picked
Joshua got a
Joshua to
chance to
win.
win, man.
Yeah.
No, Joshua has a chance to
No,
win. I'm not going to play him
no.
like that, like he
But
don't
let
have
me
a
say
chance to win.
this. I kind of agree with everything you just said. I swear to God, I do. And I said, if Usyk get past 6 rounds, Joshua in trouble.
Yeah,
If
Serious trouble. His
Usyk
stamina.
get past
Ain't
six
he
rounds,
fighting to be
well,
bigger
let
to
me, let me
bully
say
him?
this. Let me take that back. If Usyk get past 6 rounds with Joshua not forcing this game plan for us, him going forward and using his weight, right, and not sitting back trying to box no motherfucking Usyk, knowing you don't possess the skills to outbox that man, right? If you don't push forward, because when you go look at the fight, you see when Joshua was pushing forward, bro, and letting his hands go, he was having all the success in the world. when he started being stagnant and he started trying to box with Usyk, Usyk was just it was night and day. Usyk was just outskilling his ass. So I think he's seen that, and I think he picked the right coach in Robert Garcia to push his ass with the offense. But like I always say, sometimes it be tough to switch coaches and going into a big time fight and have success in that first fucking fight that y'all got in a big time fight. But it's possible that because it's the heavyweight division, and we know that one punch really changes everything.
One punch changes everything.
So he has that opportunity, and I'm riding with Joshua to win this fight. But I'm not stupid enough to sit up here and know that if that motherfucker get gas or if he going out there and he throw it all out past 6 rounds, that motherfucker Alexander Usyk, who's that motherfucker wired different, bro. Usyk don't look like
is ridiculous. That's the reason why he dominated in cruiserweight, because everybody would get tired and he wear them out because he has phenomenal stamina.
Yeah,
because
Marriott
Breeders took it to Usyk.
Say that.
That was a good fight.
I was just about to say that.
Go ahead, John.
No, I was just saying he didn't got punched on, and he still outlasted the fight. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I'm happy for that fight this Saturday, bro. Like that fight really got me amped. Like I'm happy because that's big time. And look, it's crazy because, bro, that's how big. I ain't gonna say like it's just massive, but just for the hardcore fans, right? That's how much we want Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, because we've been on that shit heavy, and we got Joshua Usyk coming up in a fucking rematch for 3 scraps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
man, I'm gonna be mad at the motherfucker when I don't get this fight. I ain't bullshitting, boy.
Yeah.
Disappointment is the understatement.
Blame all sides, not just both matches. We just said we're gonna be mad at both sides, but I'm gonna blame the side that deserves it more, motherfucker. That's gonna be Terence Crawford. Because if the fight don't happen, everything gonna hit the table. We gonna see.
Yeah, everybody gonna come
happen.
out.
Yeah, then we'll see who right and wrong.
See, that's where I'm on. I'm waiting to see, because I can't blame Bud or Spence, Bud or Spence more until you know the details if it doesn't happen. Because what if they did lowball him? What if they did offer him a trash contract? Then it leads to the PBC side. Or what if they did offer him a good number that he didn't accept? Then it's Bud, more on Bud. So it kind of depends on what comes out.
Everything gonna hit the table. But who do you got winning though? Between Bud and Errol.
Now I'm gonna be honest with you. I personally think both guys might taste the canvas, and I got Bud winning by a late stoppage. The only reason why I believe that Bud would probably win the fight is because athletically he's on another level, gifted wise. Not saying that Spence can't take him out, because Spence can. And it's not saying that Spence doesn't have, because a lot of people be like, oh, Spence doesn't, he only can do one thing, and I disagree with that. Just what Spence does is subtle. He makes subtle adjustments that people don't necessarily see unless you actually paying attention. But I think because Bud's physical athletic ability and the fact that he can knock you out, what shots that you don't see. And if Spence makes any mistakes, it may cost him dearly. And he got to be much better than he was against Ugas than he was against Bud. Now, if he's much better and he shows he can take Bud's best shot, then the dynamic completely changes. But I don't know that that's the case, and that's why I have Bud winning the fight. But it's a 50-50 fight. It's not something I'm willing to put any money on, because it's clear that Spence could be able to possibly be able to punish Bud and get him the hell out of here. It could go both ways. I just think, based on what I've seen from both fighters, I think Bud would beat Spence unless Spence is on top of his game. And his last fight, he was good, but it's not good enough to beat Bud.
Yeah, I'm not mad at your pick. That's your pick. But I just don't see where everybody picking this knockout on Errol Spence, though. Like people looking at Errol as if, hold on. I just want to say this, because it's like, because people saying that Terence Crawford, he stopped everybody at 147 to where they think he's going to come in and stop Errol Spence. Like, we got to remember, bro, he stopped, like, Amir Khan, we know that motherfucker talking about my boss. He hit me, my boss.
Glass jaw. He's glass jaw.
Yeah. Now, I give him a lot of credit. Like, people don't understand. Like, Him coming right up beating Jeff Horn, I give Bud all the credit in the world coming up stopping that motherfucker, right? But you got to remember, he stopped one-legged, and I don't like to say this shit because people like to think you're throwing shots. But the facts are the facts. We seen the man had one leg got to sitting on the ropes. He stopped him in the 12th round, right? He stopped Sean Porter in the 10th round. He stopped Mean Machine in the 9th, right? Was it the 9th or the 10th? And then we got to remember, okay, and then Errol and Bud stopped Kell Brook. So we go eliminate Kell Brook, and then he stopped Porter, right? So if I don't understand like how all these dudes can go all these rounds with Bud, but then we're looking at Errol Spence, who is a way better fighter than all them dudes that he fought, and he beat 2 out of the 5 that he beat already, right? Stopping one of them, breaking his eye socket. That we look at Errol Spence, who we see got a chin, who we see that your Dennis Ugas hit with a wide open shot. I'm talking about drop his hand and go ahead and hit me, motherfucker. Hit me. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Cletus. Hit me. And take a wide open shot. Damn. Bounce off the ropes. Smile at him. Come out in the 7th round and beat the shit out of him. You know what I'm saying?
Ugas don't have power like that.
No,
I granted it was a close shot, but comparing Ugas, if that happened with Spence and Bud, I think Spence would be on the ground.
We got to stop.
Ugas don't got the same power.
We got to stop. We talking about a grown man still with a wide open shot, and we talking about the chin of Errol Spence. This is still a professional fighter.
True.
Regardless. And he took a wide open shot. So when we're looking at that situation, we can tell that Errol Spence got a chin.
Yeah, he got a chin. He does have a chin.
Now we know he's not gonna make that mistake again against no Terence Crawford because you learned
he better not.
And he's talked about the mouthpiece that it wasn't. He didn't get another mouthpiece, but this gonna be a different mouthpiece. So when we look at that situation, and we know Errol Spence know how to take sting off punches. You know what I'm saying? So when now credit, anybody can be dropped and knocked out. So I'm not saying Bud can't do it. And like you said, with a punch you don't see, those the worst punches. That's
what Bud is known for. That's the thing, man.
No, he's known for that on motherfuckers who get caught with a punch they don't see. Now Errol Spence gonna be right there. Now I will say this: when you punching with each other, Bud good with punching with you, right? And when you punching with each other, you wide open. So if you punch with a motherfucker and you wide open and you catch him on the right spot, I don't give a fuck what your name is. You go do a fucking Bambi dance or you hitting their cameras. You know, so that's I can more see something like that happening than get hit with a shot you don't see with Errol Spence. But I just don't see how people be getting this stoppage.
Yeah.
As you know what I'm saying, with somebody like a Spence, you know what I mean, when you look at what he did with other fighters and it was late in the rounds, and Errol Spence is a better fighter with a stronger chin. But like I say, to each his own, that's your pick. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm quite sure. You know, you steadfast on your pick and what you're doing. But I got Errol Spence, and I don't think he'd stop, but I think EJ beat him by decision.
And with me, like I just don't think the only way I see that Terence Crawford stops EJ in any kind of way, it would have to be a knockout that's gonna put him to sleep. And I don't think he has that power to do that. If we look at this fight with Sean Porter, yeah, he knocked him down, but he wasn't drunk. Sean Porter wasn't drunk on his feet. He wasn't hurt. I could say he was disappointed in himself from getting caught with them shots, but he wasn't hurt.
Let me say this, bro. Mob Ties 24, bro. The link is right there. Y'all do a whole lot of typing. And the link is sitting right there for y'all to click the link. If y'all got a problem with what somebody's saying, click the link, come up here.
And bring the smoke. Yeah, I disagree with Monty, and I came here and I'm chopping it up. I mean, I'm at work, so don't make no excuses, people. But I wanted to respond to something he said just now. Because
let me read the super chat and then let him finish. Right, then go. Matthew Thomas, I appreciate the love in the super chat, bro. Say, what about the counter punches and the body work that's coming back? Big facts, Matthew, because they think Bugger will be the only nigga in there swinging, but it's gonna be a hell of a fight. But John, go ahead and finish your point, John.
Yeah, and like if you look at the fight with Sean Porter, he was clinching a lot. He got to be better. Terence Crawford, everybody was like, he can't do that against against Bud. A lot of stuff that Terence Crawford do, that his flaws, he can't do that with EJ, and people don't speak on that.
I agree.
He,
You know, can I make a point about something you just said right there? Two things
go
I was
ahead.
going to say, but I'm going to mention what you just said first. Bud can't start super slow. You know how you do the digital data a couple, 3 rounds before he really goes in? I don't think he can do that with Spence. I personally don't think he can. I think he has to actually start getting to the action by the second round. He can't get himself behind in rounds, and because Spence has a high work rate. So that's one of the components I feel like that Bud has to do differently in regards to the Spence fight. But what you said about Porter, let me ask you a question. If his dad didn't throw in the towel, do you really believe Porter would have made it out to that round?
I do. I
I
do.
think he wouldn't. I don't think
Yeah,
he would have made it out the round.
I do because you got to understand this is boxing, and he wasn't out there
True.
drunk. He wasn't drunk on his feet. He wasn't out there. It's just like saying this when a Wilder knocked Fury down. Do you think if he didn't get up, if somebody would have thrown in the towel, you think he wouldn't have been able to get up and finish the fight? You
Good
never,
point. That's a
yeah.
good point right there.
Look,
Go.
you never know unless you let the man finish the fight. And if I seen that he was hurt, and meaning like when he got up, his knees was locking up, he was Bambi, he was drunk out there on the. Then I've been like, nah, he wouldn't be able to finish the fight. I would have been like, it would have been justified throwing in the towel. But from what I seen, Sean Porter was more buzzed and he was more disappointed with himself from getting caught with them shots than hurt.
I agree with you, but the thing is, though, he wasn't sharp anymore. He was still game, but he wasn't sharp. He was going to catch another one.
I'm gonna say this.
He would have caught another one. I think his dad was just trying to, like, I ain't gonna let my son get embarrassed.
I'm gonna say
Even though I felt like he should have let him go out on the shield, but I think he would have went out on the shield.
that's it. Like that's why I give it a 50-50, and I say we was robbed out of that moment. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was mad at Kenny Porter as well, because bro, you don't do that type of shit. You know what I mean? And Sean Porter was mad, but he just didn't want to go at his pops right there. And we know that what made he really retired to get the fuck away from his daddy. Now, when we're looking at Sean Porter, it's easy for him to get in there and to grab Bud or to try to box his way out of, because we've seen Sean Porter do that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? And we've seen Terence Bud Crawford, who is one of the best finishers in boxing once he hurt you, can go out there and finish you. But I just don't like the notion of people be saying, oh my God, he didn't want his son to die, or it's boxing. And anything could, like, man, the man had all his fucking burns, bro. He had all his burns. If you do a poll, the poll is gonna say he should have. I mean, it's so many people that said the fight should have continued. There's a lot of people that was pissed off and said the fight should have continued, bro. You know what I'm saying? And the fight should have continued. And I agree with you, John. And this is not because, and that's why I hate this conversation, because people go think because we got Errol Spence winning or we feel like Errol Spence. I think Sean Porter would have made it out the round. I think Sean Porter would have made the right adjustments to survive that round. Like, that's the 10th round. And the last thing Porter's going to do is get knocked out, in my opinion. Right? That's the last thing he wants. Even if he lose the fight, the last thing he want to do is get knocked out, because that's something that people hold on to. I was never knocked out. You know what I'm saying? And I think he would have tried to box a little bit or move around, or when Bud ass came, grab his ass, time up. You got to understand, Porter he come well conditioned to where he recuperate fast, and he did recuperate fast. Like, he went down twice in that round. That was just Kenny Porter and a power structure that he had going on, to where he wanted to show that I'm in control, and because you didn't train the way I train, I'm gonna stop the fight. And this is what happened when you don't listen to me. And see how you got dropped twice because you didn't listen to me, you didn't do what I told you to do, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I still believe he would have made it out, and I still believe they would have won all 12.
Yeah, because I honestly, I don't think everybody be talking about Terence Crawford power. He just, don't get me wrong, I ain't discrediting his power at all, but he more got power to daze you, to have you dazed.
It's sneaky power. It's not like that brute force power. Like I said, I don't think he's like a true like power puncher, but he's precise with enough power, and he catches you off guard.
He know to catch you on the right spots with his shit.
Facts. That counter he got them kind of shots is amazing, bro. But to say like would he would have stopped Sean Porter I don't think he would have, because Sean Porter, you gonna have to put him to sleep. You gonna have
I
to
res-
put him to sleep to stop the fight. Like for that fight to be over, he would
Seven
have had to
times
put him
more
to
now,
sleep.
bro. Yeah,
both of
like I
your
said,
opinions on that, I
I'm giving
respect
it
it, but I do disagree just because I don't think Porter was sharp anymore. His
well,
sharpness was gone after those two knockdowns. I
being
think he would have been
forced.
game,
No,
and
let me
he
tell
could
you,
have
bro.
possibly, but I think he would have got
Let me tell you.
he
When
would
you
have got
say
him up out there.
when you say he
He would
wasn't
have seen
sharp
sleeper
anymore,
experts.
yeah, when you say he wasn't sharp anymore, I get what you're saying. That's for us the offense part a little bit, but for us being sharp and being aware, he was all the way aware, bro. Like he like you on your head is on a swivel to not take a fuck. And one thing you gotta know about fighters, if you don't want to get knocked out, you're not getting knocked out, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're not. That's just some shit that real experienced fighters know how to do. Move around the goddamn ring and get out the way of a punch that you don't want to get hit with. Right? Don't throw shit back. Get the fuck away. Grab and wrap his ass up and hold on. And Sean Porter can do that type of shit. And he a little strong, little motherfucker, pit bull motherfucker, to where he can go in there and you know what I'm saying, last for what was it, like a minute and something left, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken. You know what I'm
I think
saying?
it was
So I
like a
feel like
minute 30 or something like that.
yeah, so I feel like he could have went in there and survived that for a minute and 30 and came back out and continued to fight the fight that he was fighting, bro.
See,
So I just feel
what's so
like
crazy is I don't disagree with the fact that that's
hold
possible,
on, yeah,
but I
I
just don't
know,
think it would have went down.
but that's what I'm saying. That's why you have the right to say what you say, and we
And you
have the
got the
right
right
to
to say
say
what
what
you
we
say.
say. But we
Absolutely, and I
still,
respect it.
and I feel like we were just robbed out of that moment. We was robbed of that
yeah.
with Kenny Porter throwing that fucking towel in
That towel
because he
shouldn't have
just
been
fucking
thrown.
panicked. Yeah,
Agree.
he
He
just
shouldn't
fucking
have been thrown,
yeah, that's
man.
just the power structure, bro. Kenny Porter
It,
just the power structure because he already said that he wanted to stop the fight before the fight even started because he felt like Sean didn't prepare the way he wanted him to prepare. So he
and,
was
and
looking for
He
any
did
little
say that.
fucking reason
He
to
did
do
say
some
that.
shit like that, bro.
and like the relationship they got, that really got in the way of the outcome of the fight, as far as the towel being thrown in, because that ain't a situation you
Did
throw
I
the towel.
read this super chat? Sid Japan Porter and Brooks said Bud wins. I mean, that's their opinions.
I mean, everybody got an opinion. Don't mean they're gonna be right
Yeah.
necessarily. You know.
Matthew Thomas said he isn't going to fight Bud as he fought others. I mean, they both gonna be on their shit. Like, 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 um, like Dirk James said, I'm getting my man prepared for the best turns, boy, but we getting prepared to go to fucking war. You know what I'm saying? And the same with Turnbull Crawford. That motherfucker's a gym rat. I'm quite sure he getting over there. He getting prepared to go to war for Errol Spence. And that's why I still feel like this fight is gonna happen because the way they talk and you know, they know, bro, the fans want this fight. They know the fans want this fight.
And another reason why I believe that Porter would have been up out of there, just going based off of Bud's recent history. He's knocked out 9 straight people. He is very precise and he's a strong finisher. He finishes the job very well. So I can't go against that based on the fact that he's already shown that when he got you in that position to be up out of here,
Okay,
he
so
finished the job and get
Well,
you up out of there.
so hold on.
what about
Let
Sean Porter history
hold
of
on,
getting
man.
dropped and getting
And
hurt
and
and coming back and surviving in fights? So
and
it's
then
like we could say the same thing about
Porter had
Sean
never
Porter.
been dropped twice in a round. Never.
Being dropped is being dropped. Having your burns is having your burns, bro. Like, yes, we could say he got dropped, but you admit yourself that we seen him go down. It ain't like John said. It ain't like he was on motherfucking wobbly legs and we saying, oh my God, he need to
yeah,
hold on. The things that
and,
no, bro. That was like,
and
no, I can't sit
I
up
was
there and
just
say
for
that.
I was just for to say this, and let's be clear. Like, Bud stoppages been coming from the ref. The ref is intervening and like waving the flags. He ain't just knocking them down on the canvas, and while they on the canvas, the refs saying no more, like no mas, you can't, no more. Once they dazed, he just putting on a fury of punches to where the ref was stopping the fight. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So it's just a difference to me. Like when it comes to him fighting EJ, even Sean Porter, if that fight would have went on, Because I truly believe it would have went on.
Yeah, I do too.
I think he might have been buzzed again, but I don't think he would have. The fight would have been stopped. I don't think the fight would have been stopped to where he couldn't perform because he wasn't drunk out there. He wasn't hurt.
I mean, just look at him when he walked back to the ropes. I mean, we know when his daddy stopped the fight.
He was like, "What? Like
He like,
why?
man,
Like
what? But he didn't want to put his daddy on blast because he like, what the fuck, like, man, what the fuck, like, you know what I'm saying? And drilling was rushing, but I don't think because the thing was, and that's why I'd be like when people be just sometimes they can just over exaggerate shit. Terence Crawford was gonna kill him. Kenny Porter didn't want his son to die, and all that exaggerating shit. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
like I say, I'm not gonna take it from them that could Bud have stopped them. Yes, you have to say yes. You can't just say no. But could Sean Porter have survived the round? Yes, as well. So anybody that say he wasn't gonna survive the round is bullshit to me. Like that's why I don't like to listen to certain people. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be realistic, be realistic.
hey,
Like Sean
beside
Porter, yeah, Sean Porter style. Like we seen him being in good condition. We seen that the motherfucker he know how to hold on. Like I say, if a fight don't want to get stopped, bro, a fighter is not gonna get stopped. And Sean Porter has enough experience to go out there and say, you know what, I just got dropped twice. Let me get my goddamn self together and come back out in the next round and you know what I'm saying, restart this shit. But let me get this super chat. Matthew Thomas say he coming behind the jab and bringing that body work with it. Big facts.
yeah, and I don't know, man. I really hate that um his dad throwing that towel. I had Porter up around. I don't know, bro. That I hate he throwing that towel.
I'm gonna go.
I still predicted Crawford to win. I want to be clear on that. From the
Matt,
beginning, I had Crawford winning. I
I
just
started that goddamn fight, bro. That Bud and Porter fight. I started that fight, bro, and fell asleep through 2 rounds. Like the first round, I gave Sean. They did some good work, and then I'm gonna rewatch it over. I'm gonna rewatch because
yeah,
I had Porter up around too, but I never rewatched that bitch. And you know when you rewatch it, you see different shit.
I got to rewatch it too. Because I haven't. I got to rewatch it too. I think I ain't rewatched it just because of how it ended.
Yeah, I might just do a watch party on this motherfucker and rewatch that motherfucker, and we can do that shit together, rewatch it together, and just call it how we see it.
Yeah,
That dude said I ain't go cap. I'm a little nervous, Bud. Earl a dog. I still got Bud. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
yeah, man, and that's the thing. I don't pick. I don't talk down on Bud because I feel EJ gonna win. I just, from my analyzation, I feel like EJ strengths beats Bud's weaknesses. That's just my opinion. I
Yeah,
mean, I ain't fit to sit up here and say, Bud, he ain't been fighting nobody and all. No, I ain't gonna say none of that because both of them are good fighters. They're great fighters. I ain't fit to sit up like a lot of people talk down on the other fighter because they rooting for the other fighter. That ain't me.
yeah. Let me catch the super chat. Jappy man say salute fam. Bud is a sharpshooter. We don't see what the refs see. Refs are trained to see punches, effects. We we don't see what the refs see. Refs are trained to see punch effects. We don't to stop the fight or effects. We don't see to stop the fight. Yeah, but the ref didn't stop the fight. His daddy stopped the fight.
And I agree. I don't know if he commenting like on what I said about all Bud fights has been the ref stop. I'm not disagreeing with you. Like I'm not saying that's a knock or anything. Like I'm not disagreeing with you because even in the the Gary Antoine fight, people they was like they shouldn't have stopped that fight. But what I just looking at the refs, I seen the ref look at who is he fighting? Uh
Rest epithalamy.
yeah. I seen him look at him in his eyes. His eyes might have been out of there. Like and I don't know what the ref looking because he looked in his face and looked in his eyes and then called the fight. So it's
Yeah,
some
I feel like he was hurt worse than Porter.
yeah, he was. He
Let me
was.
say this real fast, John. To vote match, you say y'all didn't watch it because y'all feel it. Dude, I picked Bud to win a fucking fight. What the
I
fuck are
did
you
too.
talking about?
I
Y'all
did
be
too.
sounding stupid as fuck, bro. And then Mob Ties, what you mean made easy work of Earl toughest fight? Earl won that fight 8-4, and it wasn't no easy work. So
Yeah,
sit your
bro.
funny ass. Like I say, bro, y'all be so caught up in y'all little biased ways, y'all can't even call shit facts.
And he said,
Man,
"Hey, if it
y'all
was
just
so
talk,
much,
man.
if it was so much of easy work, his corner wouldn't been telling me down."
Hey, y'all just be running y'all mouth, bro. Y'all so caught up in trying to be right or trying to have things like even or man, get out of here
Yeah.
with that shit,
And
bro.
I once again, I predicted Bud to beat Porter before the fight
Yeah.
started. EJ predicted Bud to beat Porter before the fight happened. I predicted it. I mean, a lot of people went with Porter, a lot of people went with Bud. Me myself, I went with Bud, bro, because
Yeah.
when it came to the top fighters like Sean Porter, he always came up a little short, So I rolled with Bud.
How is something true and we pick Bud to win a fight? What are you talking about, dude?
He delusional, bro.
Yeah, dude was delusional, bro. Y'all
Bro,
crazy.
I'm telling you, bro. I don't know how like these like
That's a
people that
fact,
fans
Wayne Jr.
they be fans of fighters. They once you go against a fighter, they feel like we hating on them. It's not nothing to do, bro. Bud is a great fighter, bro. I give
Man,
Bud his
let me
props.
tell you, bro. I've been a fan of Bud before these cats was a fan of Bud. I've been knowing about Terence Bud probably before them, so I'm not worrying about how they feel. I know what I see. I know what I'm looking at, right? Just like they feel like they know they're seeing what they looking at. Like I said, Errol Spence won that fight 8-4. Go rewatch it, then come back and tell me. Main man had Sean Porter winning the fight. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The man said Sean Porter won the fight. And a man went and rewatched it. Guess what he said, John? That man said, "Man, I couldn't find more than
Funny.
3 rounds to get Porter." That man said,
Yeah,
"If I giving him 4 stretching." You know what I'm
bro.
saying?
Look, and EJ outlanded this man punching in every round except for one. And like I say, I mean, I guess because it was it looked like a dog fight. It looked like it was closer than what it was.
Yeah.
And Porter was having some
Yeah,
big
don't get
shots.
me wrong. Porter was
He
right. You know
yeah,
what I'm
he
saying?
landed
But
some big shots on
Earl made that
EJ.
boy miss. Earl made him miss a lot of shots as well, though.
Yeah,
But Porter was
and
in that
then
bitch fight. Can't take nothing
and
away from Porter.
and then if you a Terence Crawford fan, you gonna just see all the punching that Porter doing. You gonna focus in all the punches that's landed on Spence.
Exactly, bro. They
And
just in there. Oh, he was whooping on EJ. Man, you sound like a fool. When they start saying things like that, it make me not even want to even have a boxing conversation with you no more because I know you ain't keeping it real.
yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? But man, I've been going for 3 hours, man. I'm about to get my ass up off of this thing.
Yeah, me too, man.
No doubt. Let me get some last words from you. First, you still in the building, my man unbiased?
He probably working.
Yeah,
I'm
give me
gonna
some
get up
last
out
words.
of here,
Give me some
man.
last words,
The
man.
fight is gonna happen. It's gonna be announced next week. The fight is getting announced next week. I'm calling it right now. I'm calling it right now. The fight gonna be announced next week. So y'all can't sit up, keep going on with this conversation. Who ducking who? We gonna watch this fight. We gonna be happy. We gonna watch EJ dominate this man. Nah, it's gonna be a good fight. But man, I'm finna go get up out of here. Y'all gonna like and subscribe. All right, my boy Money.
No doubt. I catch you tomorrow, bro.
Already.
No doubt, no doubt. I thank my man unbiased over there working, man, but I appreciate everybody for coming. Rocking out with your boy for this 3 hours. My bodyguard Omega. There we go, unbiased, no doubt.
Appreciate you having me, money. Let me
Man,
get back to work.
you're welcome anytime, my brother. You're welcome
No
anytime.
doubt, man.
And I'm gonna catch you. I'm gonna rent you up. See, put something in the chat, bro, so I can rent you up real fast if you could. Claim your August free games with Prime. Buy for control. Man, my brother, free smoke, free was going down, man. I'm just saying you, bro. Okay, I got you, bro. Rent you up now, my brother. I appreciate you, man. Great talk, and I appreciate the common sense talk. You feel me? You want ain't no emotions behind this shit. It's all common sense, and I appreciate that, my brother. No doubt. Check you on the next one. Bud get stopped with his chinny ass, little got boy. I don't know, but I appreciate y'all for coming through, rocking out with your boy, man, for the 3 hours. Like I said, I stand on my words, fam. I feel like Team Bud, right? Not Bud, Team Bud. It's a little bit nervous because nobody is telling that man to sign that contract and do what you gotta do. Y'all all say y'all just want the fight. Everybody just want the fight. Yeah, we want the fight. We want the fight. But y'all ain't telling Bud to sign that contract to get that fight. You feel me? Y'all ain't telling him to sign that contract to get that fight. You know what I'm saying? All I see is just y'all boy just saying one thing. You need to give him what he asked for. Give him what he asked for. Man, I've been going for 3 hours free smoke, my brother. You know, I wish you was in the building, bro. We had a nice little debate going on. We had a nice little debate. And Mob Ties, how you know it's a low ball? How you know it's a low ball? Huh? You gonna try to run with the narrative that fits your little narrative. That what you gonna do? You ain't click that link and get your ass up here. You doing all that talking. You did all that typing. And the link was right there. We've been going for 3 hours. You've been here for at least an hour plus, right? You've been here for at least an hour plus. You didn't click that link to get your ass up on that motherfucking panel. I respect my man unbiased opinion because he got up on that motherfucking panel and held his ground. You know what I mean? You didn't click that link. So don't come over here saying shit until you click the link and be a man and step up to the plate and make me believe what you're saying. Other than that, I don't believe half of the shit you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, John. But let me give a special shout out to my brother Free Smoke, though. You know, when you come in the building, you go get big dog saluted. You feel me? Free Smoke go get big dog saluted around his mother. You feel me? That's my dog right there, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, they just be running their mouth, man. They just be running their mouth. I know these people saying these crazy ass requests. People crazy, man. Well, recipe Scordier, I ain't really on that. I'm just saying for us it's boxing shit. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm keeping it boxing. You know, if they click that link and got up here, make me believe what you're saying. Half of these cats don't believe half of what they're saying because they go sit on other panels. They go sit on other panels and they listen to people talk and they take what they say. They try to come back and debate you with other people's words and get their ass toe up because it ain't their words. Don't believe the shit. You know what I mean? I'm by to say my respect for you has increased tremendously because we could have a solid dialogue without the, oh yeah, man, it's gonna be real. As long as you come real, you'll get, you know what I'm saying? The respect you bring, that's the respect you'll get. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I appreciate everybody for rocking out with your boy, man. Been going for 3 hours. Shouts out to my man that came up here unbiased. Shouts out to my future co-host John G, always coming through showing love. My bodyguard Omega. Shouts out to everybody that show love in the super chat. I appreciate y'all. To the ones that show love. He said that's what he believes, y'all. And the cash app, I appreciate y'all. I say that's what he believes. So he ain't said that he gonna knock him out. He said he believe he gonna knock him out. But you ain't gotta put your mama in this shit. Leave your mama alone. Your mama ain't even worry about the boxing match. Put it on your motherfucking ass. Burn yourself up. John, John talking about don't put that on your mama. Oh shit. What is St. John? Leave that woman alone, huh? Leave that woman alone. For real. Oh shit, cuz. Oh man. Man, if you want to donate, you can show love through the Cash App, the PayPal, or the Venmo, my boy. Everything you donate was much appreciated. Help your boy reach the $1,200 donation goal. Everything you donate going to a damn good cause, man. Oh man, I got Anthony Joshua winning on Saturday boxing, man. Right, I got him winning on Saturday. It's crazy. I do got Usyk as the favorite, but I feel like Joshua gonna come back if he put down the game plan that he need to put down. I feel like Joshua will be a 3-time unified heavyweight world champion. Yeah, I think Josh will be a 3-time unified heavyweight champion. But I'm about to get up out of here, y'all, man. Y'all know I appreciate y'all, man. This your boy Money, it's the NSBC. Moving on everybody safe in these streets. Hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you want to donate OG Money on Cash App. Try out the 52@gmail.com on PayPal. If not, just tell a friend, hit that subscribe button. Like, comment, share the videos. And y'all know how your boy get down, man. Big dog status, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one out there. I'll check y'all out tomorrow, family.